Big brother, the little snake is so cute, the girl says. I'll give you this, tell me your name. The worm's corpse explodes. Yi Sanchuan looks on. He is a Qing Xian disciple. Shen Yunfei arrives. He's a core disciple and an elder's grandson. His status far exceeds Han Zhenglin's. Han Zhenglin greets him coldly. It's not a big deal. He hears the worm's cause of death, the heavenly beast's defeat. He suspects foul play. His subordinate reveals Shen Yunfei killed the heavenly beast. He's a bad guy. Shen Yunfei asks the disciples about the incident. He's ruthless, outwardly charming, inwardly malicious. The disciples are shocked. Han Zhenglin doesn't know Yi Sanchuan defeated the worm. Another minion uses a treasure to find the worm's remains. Threatening words follow. Arrogant. A light appears. It lands on Sier, who holds a treasure from the ancestor. What's that light? Sier asks. Yi Kangzuan's face turns cold. They notice the corpse. Yi Sanchuan eyes them. The treasure shatters a golden light. Shen Yunfei watches calmly. Yi Sanchuan attacks, sees them. Two subordinates attack, but they are stopped. A hand appears. They are defeated. Yi Sanchuan sighs. Qing Xian sects decline. Each generation worse than the last. New. A battle between Qing Xian sect elders and disciples. A cultivator kills Qing Xian disciples. A mere body-tempering cultivator. Shen Yunfei descends. He's amused. A body-tempering cultivator injured Qing Xian disciples. Hell, let them live for now. Shen Yunfei attacks Yi Sanchuan. He throws a sword at Yi Kangzuan's feet. Yi Sanchuan is unmoved. Qing Xian disciples draw their swords. Yi Sanchuan remains silent. Shen Yunfei threatens Yi Sanchuan. A girl appears to defend Yi Sanchuan. Han Zhenglin pleads for mercy. She risks everything for strangers. Shen Yunfei is furious. He will cripple Yi Sanchuan. Han Zhenglin uses the sacred jade. Shen Yunfei is enraged. He hates being challenged with the sacred jade. Shen Yunfei unleashes his Xianhun projection ice sect. He's reached Xianhun perfection powerful. Han Zhenglin is overwhelmed. Her body is frozen. The female disciples are also frozen. Yi Sanchuan arrives. A relaxed smile. Hell, test the Xianhun projection. Hell, see how terrifying it is. Shen Yunfei is angry, but it's perfect. He wants Yi Sanchuan to die. Shen Yunfei boasts. Hell, show the difference between cultivators and mortals. Yi Sanchuan removes his cloak. Averse. Immense energy erupts. A three-eyed god appears. Shen Yunfei is paralyzed. Shen Yunfei is terrified. Yi Sanchuan uses a terrifying power. 4 gods, 4 devils, 4 people. Shen Yunfei is petrified with fear. Yi Sanchuan attacks with a giant hand. Shen Yunfei and his projection are blasted away. A 6-rank Xianhun projection easily defeated. Shen Yunfei is thrown away. He falls hard. Only Shen Yunfei can see Yi Kangzuan's power. Yi Sanchuan kicks Shen Yunfei. He's disappointed. Shen Yunfei asks Yi Kangzuan's name. Yi Sanchuan doesn't answer. He crushes Shen Yunfei's head to the ground. Shen Yunfei begs for mercy. Someone pleads for Shen Yunfei. They're from Qing Xian sect. Yi Sanchuan is surprised someone can sense him. Yi Sanchuan spares Shen Yunfei. He doesn't want a third party involved. Then, Shen Yunfei is thrown away. Shen Yunfei doesn't remember anything. A woman's voice appears. The men stare. She's beautiful. Shen Yunfei sees her. Yi Linyan, Qing Xian sect saintess. She's stunning. Shen Yunfei remains defiant. Before Shen Yunfei can respond, Yi Linyan's sword pierces him. A powerful sword energy passes through him. It's humiliating. Shen Yunfei is unlucky. First Yi Sanchuan, now Yi Linyan. Even the best will fail sometimes. Yi Linyan finishes with Shen Yunfei. Yi Linyan approaches Yi Sanchuan and Sier. Yi Linyan sees Yi Sanchuan. He only has body-tempering cultivation. Sier says, bless the beautiful sister. Yi Sanchuan observes Yi Linyan. She has a rare awakened spirit body. Yi Sanchuan wonders if she is his disciple. Yi Sanchuan says beauty is useless, cultivation is everything. Yi Linyan senses something is wrong, but how did he know? Han Zhenglin is furious. The little girl Sier is confused. Yi Sanchuan leaves. He needs to prepare for Sier and Yi Linyan. A room and a rest. Han Zhenglin misunderstands. Yi Linyan is surprised Yi Sanchuan knows about the profound art. She continues to question his skill. This surprises everyone. Yi Sanchuan disappears. A luxurious building. Fine dishes. Sier drinks a lot. Sier says there's a shadow in the worm's corpse. An old man appears, the mastermind behind the worm. Looking outside. Sier is drunk. Yi Linyan arrives. Yi Sanchuan says she's just in time. Yi Sanchuan offers Yi Linyan medicine. Yi Linyan is shocked. Pure young flame source, a rare and dangerous power. Yi Linyan doesn't believe Yi Sanchuan, the sect leader, suppressed her power. Yi Sanchuan says it's true. Yi Sanchuan uses ice power to suppress the pure yang flame source. The pure yang flame source erupts. It attacks Yi Linyan. Yi Linyan is injured. She spits blood. Yi Linyan's pure yang flame source goes wild. Yi Sanchuan explains her condition. The veins are burned. He points out her errors. Her cultivation method is flawed. Yi Linyan is enraged. Yi Sanchuan prepares to show his power. Pure yang arrow appears. Yi Linyan is shocked. Yi Linyan is amazed. Yi Sanchuan is powerful. Yi Sanchuan says he only did it because she's his wife. He takes Yi Linyan's hand. Yi Sanchuan offers Yi Linyan a deal. She'll be his attendant for 6 months. Yi Sanchuan is fierce. If she refuses, he'll let her go. Their interaction is similar to a domineering CEO and his employee. Yi Linyan agrees. Yi Sanchuan begins transferring his power. Yi Linyan feels the pure yang flame source being suppressed. Yi Sanchuan treats Yi Linyan's condition. Yi Sanchuan tells her to endure the pain. Yi Linyan screams. Sier is safe. Han Zhenglin eavesdrops. She imagines scenes. Han Zhenglin's imagination is vivid. Late at night, Yi Sanchuan treats Yi Linyan. Yi Sanchuan thinks his disciple got lucky. The next morning, Qingxian Sect disciples see Yi Linyan's unusual face. They recall the previous night. Yi Linyan summons her sword. Yi Sanchuan takes Sier and Yi Linyan. Yi Linyan's face is red. Sier hugs Yi Linyan. Yi Linyan takes them to see the sights. Han Zhenglin overhears the saintess helped a body-tempering cultivator. Qingxian Sect will be in an uproar. A large city. Qingxian Sect. Disciples leave. They admire the sect. Yi Sanchuan and Yi Linyan enter. Yi Sanchuan wants Yi Linyan to arrange their stay. Han Zhenglin appears. She mocks Yi Sanchuan. Han Zhenglin questions Yi Sanchuan and Yi Linyan. Yi Sanchuan teases Han Zhenglin. They spent the night together. Han Zhenglin is speechless. Yi Linyan calms her down. Yi Linyan takes the disciples to the Xian Luo Grand Formation test. Han Zhenglin warns Yi Sanchuan. Sier responds. The Xian Luo Grand Formation. Yi Sanchuan asks Yi Linyan to get him drinks. Han Zhenglin meddles again. The Xian Luo Grand Formation explodes. A violent explosion. The Xian Luo Grand Formation erupts. Disciples are blown away. The scene is chaotic. The test is difficult. The examiner is disappointed. A voice speaks. Yi Sanchuan comments on the disciples' weakness. Han Zhenglin is angry. Yi Linyan and Yi Sanchuan are seen by the elder. Han Zhenglin's fans are unhappy. Yi Sanchuan is much older than Yi Linyan. 3 people shout. 3 people appear. Yunlong, Lei Tao, and Chu Changfeng. They walk towards Yi Sanchuan. Han Zhenglin watches. They intend to challenge Yi Sanchuan. Yi Sanchuan praises them. They passed the test quickly. They are arrogant. Yunlong wants to test Yi Sanchuan. He challenges Yi Sanchuan. The crowd watches. Yi Sanchuan looks at them coldly. He says even mortals can break the formation. Lei Tao is angry. Chu Changfeng is fair. They are all arrogant. They are not strong. Yunlong attacks again. Yi Sanchuan ignores them. Yi Linyan brings drinks. Yi Linyan is on edge. Yi Linyan asks Yi Sanchuan about the formation. Yi Linyan doubts it. Yi Sanchuan moves. He throws away his cup. Everyone watches. Yi Sanchuan calls Sier. He teaches Sier how to break the formation. Everyone is surprised. They are worried for Sier. Yi Sanchuan says it will be fine if Sier cultivates. The outer disciples don't believe Sier will succeed. Sier walks towards the formation. Sier reaches the formation. Sier enters the formation. A hot wave hits Sier. Sier is inside the formation. A mortal girl. Sier follows the steps Yi Sanchuan taught her. Yi Linyan is worried about Sier. The selection begins. Xuanwu attacks. Sier dodges easily. Sier continues. Sier follows the steps. Sier dodges effortlessly. The outer disciples are amazed. Yi Linyan is pleased. Yi Linyan is surprised again. Sier continues. Xuanwu transforms into a real tortoise. Sier is happy. Sier broke the first trial. The disciples are shocked. The second trial is also passed. Then, the third trial is passed. The Xian Luo Grand Formation is broken. Sier has passed the tests. People are amazed that a mortal girl passed the test. Sier asks if she can keep the animals. Yi Sanchuan says the formation is outdated. Yi Sanchuan mocks the Qingxian Sect. The disciples are angry but awestruck. Yi Linyan understands. Yi Linyan offers Yi Sanchuan more wine. Yi Linyan suggests Yi Sanchuan create a better formation. Yi Sanchuan agrees he'll make a better formation after resting. Have you ever heard this saying? You are the worst batch I have ever led. And this old man encourages his apprentice like this. Yi Xiaobai, although only years old, is already an nth-level swordsman. But every time he sparred with his master, he was still defeated by his master's superior swordsmanship. While listening to his master's encouraging words, he also benefited from his master's teaching, successfully breaking through to the level of a master swordsman. Just as the master asked him to consolidate his foundation, another golden light erupted from Yi Xiaobai's body, instantly shattering heaven and earth. In this way, Yi Xiaobai became the first Jianshan in the millennium of Yuran continent. So he became a sword god, but he couldn't escape the fate of being hunted down. But after he had improved, his master ran away, leaving only a note. It turned out that the master wanted him to go down the mountain to experience the world. But Xiaobai thought his master didn't want him, so he decided to go down the mountain to find his master. But he didn't know that the cave he usually went to was actually the spirit cave in the eyes of the 5 great beasts. These 5 beasts saw this and chased after him. Suddenly, a cry for help came. Yi Xiaobai cautiously walked over and saw 2 men harassing a beautiful girl. Yi Xiaobai politely asked if they had seen his master. But the beautiful girl was disturbed, and the other 2 men were very angry. But seeing Yi Xiaobai's delicate appearance, one of the men had a malicious intention. Yi Xiaobai reminded them to look, something was flying over. The 2 men just laughed, thinking Yi Xiaobai was playing a prank on them. Suddenly, a huge fireball fell from the sky. The 2 men instantly turned into ashes. The dust settled, and the 5 great beasts appeared. Yi Xiaobai looked coldly at the 5 great beasts and asked them to bring the remains of the 2 men. These 5 beasts would not listen. They were originally chasing after him. It turned out that the potatoes he ate were the elf beans stolen by his master. But he didn't know it. The white tiger still came forward to intimidate Yi Xiaobai, but Yi Xiaobai didn't even know what elf beans were. The girl who was saved by Yi Xiaobai stepped forward and pushed Yi Xiaobai away, saying, "Sir Beast, hello, my name is Elana. She may be too scared. Let me help you calm her down first." The white tiger had a look of admiration. Women are smarter. Eliana then pushed Yi Xiaobai away and said, "They are not looking for that person, just make up a reason to trick them into leaving." Yi Xiaobai thought it was a good idea. Then he said awkwardly, "My master seems to have run away from home, gone to Elvia Magic Academy to find my master's wife." Eliana kindly pointed them in the right direction. The 5 beasts were about to leave when Yi Xiaobai suddenly said, "Are the elf beans you mentioned about the size of potatoes, golden in color, and with small spots on them?" As soon as he said this, Eliana was speechless. "Isn't this a fool's errand?" The leader of the 5 great beasts, Shen Shang, said, "Do you know where they are?" Seeing this boy's cute appearance now, but he is someone who became a god in one step. But today he was tracked down by the 5 great beasts who had been weakened 3 times. The reason was that his master had stolen their elf beans. Yi Xiaobai honestly told them that he had eaten all the elf beans. Eliana thought to herself, "This kid is definitely missing something." And the 5 great beasts heard that. A person's eyes cannot hide anything. He Bao directly used a lightning strike on Yi Xiaobai's face without any morals. A thunder struck down. Lightning flashed instantly. Eliana hid everywhere. The other 4 great beasts continued to attack wildly, regardless of whether there were any elf beans left. They just blasted people into ashes. But then a voice calmly said, "There are no more left, I ate them all." Seeing Yi Xiaobai unharmed, He Bao and Bai Hu were shocked. "This kid can actually dodge my lightning strike." Yi Xiaobai waved his hand. "Is this move still useful?" He Bao angrily said, "Nonsense. You're just a swordsman, how could you withstand my strike?" He Bao directly attacked Yi Xiaobai. "Who said I was a swordsman? I just didn't want to be too showy. I am now a Jianshan." Hearing the words Jianshan, the beasts were startled. Then they revealed their true forms, the Jianshan. Yi Xiaobai helplessly shook his head. "Some things still need to be settled with fists." "Say it." Yi Xiaobai instantly disappeared. A voice slowly came from above. "You few think that being strong means you can do whatever you want. You're nothing but talking animals." A lightning strike directly knocked them unconscious. The beasts looked at Yi Xiaobai in shock. He Long couldn't help but say, "So what if he's a Jianshan? He's just 1 realm higher. We can also defeat him together." The beasts once again charged at Yi Xiaobai. He Bao condensed the lightning in his hand again, towards Yi Xiaobai, attacked with all his strength. Yi Xiaobai calmly drew his sword, and slashed back. The golden sword instantly shattered the lightning, and continued to fly towards He Bao. He Bao dodged the attack with a flash. But seeing the mountain split in the distance, He Bao was furious. Bai Hu also attacked Yi Xiaobai. Attacked Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai's sword was cut off. Bai Hu took the opportunity to attack Yi Xiaobai from behind. It was supposed to be a scene of Yi Xiaobai being blown away like tofu, but it turned out to be a close call. Yi Xiaobai slowly turned his head. "Are you Miao Miao?" Bai Hu immediately became nervous. He Long saw these fiery beasts, the 5 great beasts, were being played by a human. This is a disaster. Then it showed its true form, flying into the sky, and a dragon roar shook the heavens and earth. The originally clear sky began to turn dark. The black dragon opened its mouth, and a huge thunderball gathered in its mouth. Yi Xiaobai was slightly shocked. Worthy of an ancient divine beast, it can actually control the heavenly thunder. In a blink of an eye, the thunderball was formed. The black dragon spat it towards Yi Xiaobai. Looking at the huge thunderball, Yi Xiaobai also drew his sword, and clashed with the dragon's breath. The golden sword instantly broke through the thunder. 14 Love. The golden sword instantly shattered the thunder, and pierced through the black dragon's body. Yi Xiaobai looked at the falling black dragon and said, "I ate your 2 potatoes, so I'll spare your lives." The beasts immediately showed a grateful look, saying they would be good from now on. But Yi Xiaobai felt that things weren't that simple. Without Miao Miao as compensation, he felt bad. The black dragon leader readily handed over Bai Hu, just as Yi Xiaobai was enjoying having a pet. The black dragon secretly communicated with Bai Hu, let's take him to the boundary forest. Even if this kid has incredible skills, he won't be able to survive. Our revenge will be avenged, because our god is in that forest. Bai Hu confidently agreed. Yi Xiaobai jumped off Bai Hu and said, let's continue to look for the master. He looked at Elana, do you want to come with us? Elana nodded, if you invite me, I'm willing to go with you. But in a blink of an eye, Elana had already left, not hearing anything. After walking a long distance, Yi Xiaobai realized Elana was lagging behind. Hurry up. Under Bai Hu's guidance, Yi Xiaobai and the others quickly arrived at a desolate forest. A ghostly sound came, Elana and Bai Hu could only hide beside Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai pointed to the distance, look, there's a bird calling. Looking at the colorful bird, Elana thought it was quite beautiful. The bird seemed to have heard her heart's voice, turning its head and letting out a piercing cry. Elana and Bai Hu immediately fell to the ground. The entire forest began to stir. Elana started complaining, I told you to take the main road. Yi Xiaobai turned to ask, you don't like the forest? He calmly drew his sword. Elana went crazy, it doesn't matter whether I like it or not. We're trapped. I said so earlier, I don't like it either. He said, drawing his sword. A huge sword aura instantly cut through the forest. Wherever it passed, nothing remained. Bai Hu couldn't help but exclaim, the boundary forest of tens of thousands of years was destroyed in part by him with one strike. Yi Xiaobai was about to strike again when Bai Hu immediately shouted, stop. Let's work together. Suddenly, an evil wind rose from the ground. A black hole formed in the air. A black creature crawled out of the black hole and angrily said, who dares to destroy the boundary forest? Have you ever seen such a fast-changing creature? His reliance was destroyed. He immediately flattered the new leader. He even offered to be a servant. The awakened deity looked at Yi Xiaobai's eyes and slashed down. The huge impact instantly sent Miao Miao flying. The deity looked at the place where he had struck and said, the attack is quite big, but the cut is so small. Did you not eat? The deity was furious, his sword flashing for 3 meters. He used his skills to cut repeatedly. But even Yi Xiaobai's protective energy was not broken. Yi Xiaobai felt that it was a waste of time. He retaliated with a sword strike, aiming at the deity. The sword energy was like a long red sun, instantly obliterating the deity. Seeing the deity disappear into ashes, Elana couldn't help but doubt, was that really an ancient deity? Bai Hu saw that something was wrong, and immediately wanted to flee with Yi Xiaobai. Suddenly, a voice came from underground, youngster, you dared to hurt my clone. A black hole suddenly appeared on the ground, swallowing Yi Xiaobai and the others. After falling for a while, the two and the beast were safe. Yi Xiaobai looked at this place full of seas, and asked, is this an ancient battlefield? Elana said, I have seen it in ancient books. Tens of thousands of years ago, a battle between gods and demons took place in the Warcraft Mountains. This should be the remains of that battle. Yi Xiaobai felt a little depressed, we were actually brought here. The two and the beast searched for a while, but couldn't find the exit. Yi Xiaobai prepared to attack, but found that they had come in from a passage, so they would attack their way out. As he was about to strike, Yi Xiaobai's sword was blocked by a barrier. Yi Xiaobai was very surprised, there's actually a barrier in this place. Just as Yi Xiaobai was preparing to strike again, Elana said in horror, behind. Behind. Yi Xiaobai turned his head to look. A huge creature suddenly rose up. Yi Xiaobai sighed, these are skeletons made of gold. Elana was speechless, what are golden skeletons? Why are there such things here? Could it be that it's not a deity, but the dragon god who disappeared 10,000 years ago? The ancient dragon attacked Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai narrowly dodged the attack, but he was caught by the ancient dragon. After a huge explosion, Elana and Miao Miao looked at the center of the explosion. Only a raging fire and smoke remained. Bai Hu excitedly shouted, we finally won. While Bai Hu was celebrating, a voice slowly came, Miao Miao, why are you so happy? Bai Hu saw Yi Xiaobai unharmed, his jaw dropped, and 2 words flashed through his mind before he fainted. Yi Xiaobai looked at the fainted Miao Miao, and jumped off the dragon bone, asking, is he injured? Elana said, it should be a mental breakdown caused by fear. He should be fine soon. Just as the two were about to talk about private matters, a black hole suddenly appeared in the sky, and a voice came from within. Even the ancient dragon can be shattered, let alone this youngster. Yi Xiaobai looked shocked, who are you? At this time, a deep shadow walked out of the black hole, you may call me the dragon god. He is the first Jianshan to enter the Jianshan realm in 1,000 years. And this old man is the dragon god who became famous 10,000 years ago, so it was their first meeting. Yi Xiaobai was still polite and asked how to get out of this place. The dragon god said, if you want to leave, you can fight me, and I will send you away. Then he revealed a sword, named Qinggang, a reward given by Lao Xiao, Jianshan's paired sword. Yi Xiaobai said. This sword, Xiaohei, I picked it up at the foot of the mountain. The dragon god coldly waved his hand. Qin Gang pointed directly at Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai didn't turn around. You're prepared to die. Have you ever heard this saying? You are the worst batch I've ever trained. And this old man encourages his disciple in this way. Yi Xiaobai, though only, is already an 9th grade swordsman. But every time he sparred with his master, he was still defeated by his master's superior swordsmanship. While listening to his master's encouraging words, he also absorbed his master's teachings. He successfully broke through to the level of a master swordsman. Just as his master was about to give him instructions, another golden light erupted from Yi Xiaobai's body. It instantly shattered the heavens. In this way, Yi Xiaobai became the first ever fitness swordsman in Yuran continent's 1000-year history. Thus he became a sword god, but couldn't escape his destined death. He succeeded, but his master ran away, leaving behind only a note. His master wanted him to leave the mountain and experience the world, but Xiaobai thought his master abandoned him, and decided to go down the mountain to look for him. He didn't know though, that the cave he lived in was actually the spirit cave in the eyes of the 5 great sacred beasts. Seeing this, the 5 great sacred beasts gave chase. Suddenly, a cry for help was heard. Yi Xiaobai cautiously approached and saw 2 men harassing a beautiful girl. Yi Xiaobai politely asked if they had seen his master. The girl was disturbed, and the 2 men were furious. Seeing Yi Xiaobai's tender appearance, one of the men had a wicked thought. Yi Xiaobai warned them that something was flying towards them. The 2 men laughed, thinking he was teasing them. Suddenly, a huge fireball descended, exploding with a roar. The 2 men instantly turned into dust. The 5 great sacred beasts appeared. Yi Xiaobai coldly stared at the 5 great sacred beasts, demanding they restore the men to their original form. The 5 beasts wouldn't comply. The potatoes Yi Xiaobai ate were actually the spirit beans his master had stolen. He didn't know this. The white tiger stepped forward menacingly, but Yi Xiaobai didn't even know what spirit beans were. The girl, who had been harassed, pushed Yi Xiaobai aside, saying, "Sacred beast, I am Elana." She's scared. I'll calm her down. The white tiger nodded. Women are smarter. Eliana pushed Yi Xiaobai aside, saying, "They aren't looking for him. Make up an excuse and get them to leave." Yi Xiaobai agreed. Yi Xiaobai awkwardly said, "My master probably ran away from home to find his wife at the Elvia Magic Academy." Eliana helpfully pointed them in the right direction. The 5 sacred beasts were about to leave when Yi Xiaobai said, "Are the spirit beans about the size of potatoes, golden, with small spots?" Eliana facepalmed. "Is this a joke?" The leader of the 5 sacred beasts, Shen Yun, asked, "You know where they are?" He found the boy's current cute appearance endearing, but he was still an ascended being, a prodigy. Yet today he was being hunted by the 5 great sacred beasts, 3 times his size. The reason was that his master had stolen their spirit beans. Yi Xiaobai honestly told them that he had eaten all the spirit beans. Eliana was speechless. This kid is hiding something. The 5 sacred beasts heard this. A person's eyes cannot hide their intentions. He Bao, without ceremony, unleashed a lightning strike on Yi Xiaobai's face. A thunderbolt descended. Sparks flew. Eliana hid. The other 4 sacred beasts continued their chaotic attack, regardless of whether more spirit beans existed. Then, a calm voice echoed, "There aren't any left. I ate them all." Seeing the unharmed Yi Xiaobai, He Bao, and Bai Hu were shocked. "This kid dodged my thunderbolt." Yi Xiaobai casually waved his hand. "Is that all you've got?" He Bao scoffed. "You're just a swordsman. How could you withstand my attack?" He charged at Yi Xiaobai. "Who says I'm a swordsman? I just don't want to be flashy. I'm a fitness swordsman now." Hearing fitness swordsman, the beasts were momentarily confused. Then they realized he was a sword god. Yi Xiaobai shook his head. "Sometimes, you need fists." Yi Xiaobai vanished. A voice descended from above. "You think you can do whatever you want because you're strong? You're just talking animals." A lightning strike followed. The beasts collapsed. The beasts looked at Yi Xiaobai in astonishment. He Long couldn't contain himself. "So what if he's a sword god? He's just 1 level higher. Let's work together and take him down." The beasts attacked again. He Bao gathered lightning in his hands, aiming at Yi Xiaobai. He unleashed a powerful blow. Yi Xiaobai calmly drew his sword. He lunged forward. His golden sword instantly pierced through the lightning, and continued towards He Bao. He Bao dodged with a flash. Seeing the mountain cleaved in the distance, He Bao was furious. Bai Hu also lunged at Yi Xiaobai. They attacked Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai's sword was deflected. Bai Hu attacked Yi Xiaobai from behind. They expected a devastating blow. Instead, it was a close call. Yi Xiaobai slowly turned. "Are you meow meow?" Bai Hu instantly became alert. He Long watched, astonished. The 5 sacred beasts were being toyed with by a human. This was unacceptable. Hei Long revealed its true form, flying into the sky and unleashing a furious roar, echoing throughout the land. The sky began to darken. Hei Long opened its mouth, a massive ball of lightning forming. Yi Xiaobai was impressed. A worthy ancient beast, capable of summoning heavenly thunder. The lightning ball was fully formed. Hei Long unleashed it at Yi Xiaobai. Facing the colossal attack, Yi Xiaobai prepared himself. He raised his sword. He charged. Have you ever heard this saying? You are the worst batch I have ever taught. And this old man encourages his disciple like this. Yi Xiaobai, although only years old, is already an level swordsman. But every time he sparred with his master, he was still defeated by the master's superior swordsmanship. While listening to his master's encouraging words, he also listened to his master's words without any thanks, successfully broke through to the supreme swordsmanship. Just as his master asked him to hone his skills, another golden light burst from Yi Xiaobai's body, instantly breaking through the heavens. In this way, Yi Xiaobai became the first martial arts master in the millennium of Yulan continent. So he became a sword god, but he couldn't escape the fate of being chased and killed. He finally succeeded, but his master ran away, leaving only a note. It turned out that the master wanted him to go down the mountain to experience the world. Yi Xiaobai thought his master didn't want him, so he went down the mountain to find his master. But he didn't know, the cave he usually frequented was the spirit cave in the eyes of the 5 great beasts. These 5 great beasts saw him, so they chased after him. Suddenly, a cry for help came. Yi Xiaobai cautiously walked over and saw 2 men molesting a beautiful girl. Yi Xiaobai asked if they had seen his master. But the beautiful girl was disturbed, and the 2 men were very angry. But seeing Yi Xiaobai's delicate skin and tender flesh, one of the men had a bad idea. Yi Xiaobai reminded them that something was flying towards them. The 2 men just laughed and thought Yi Xiaobai was playing tricks on them. Suddenly, a huge fireball fell from the sky. The 2 men instantly turned into 2 piles of inorganic matter. The dust settled, and the 5 great beasts appeared before him. Yi Xiaobai coldly looked at the 5 great beasts and asked them to return the remains of the 2 men. The 5 beasts wouldn't admit it. It turned out that the potatoes he ate were the spirit beans stolen by his master. He didn't know before, but the white tiger stepped forward, but Yi Xiaobai didn't even know what spirit beans were. The girl who was saved stepped forward, pushed Yi Xiaobai away, and said, "Sir, my name is Elana. She is probably too scared. Let me comfort her for you." The white tiger had a look of admiration. Women are indeed smarter. Elana pushed Yi Xiaobai away and said, "They're not looking for that person. Let's just make up a reason to fool them and leave." Yi Xiaobai thought that made sense. Yi Xiaobai awkwardly said, "My master seems to have left home in a huff, gone to Elvia Magic Academy to find his wife." Eliana kindly pointed the way for them. The 5 sacred beasts were about to leave when Yi Xiaobai suddenly said, "Are the spirit beans you mentioned about the size of potatoes, golden, and with small spots?" As soon as he said this, Eliana was speechless. "This is too childish." The leader of the 5 sacred beasts, Shen Shang, said, "Do you know where they are?" He looked at the boy's cute appearance. But he is an unparalleled genius, a godlike figure. Yet today, he was being hunted by the 5 sacred beasts. The reason was that his master stole their spirit beans. Yi Xiaobai honestly told them that he had eaten all the spirit beans. Eliana thought to herself, "This kid must be missing something." When the 5 sacred beasts heard this, a person's eyes cannot hide their intentions. Hei Bao, without any courtesy, instantly shot a thunderbolt at Yi Xiaobai's face. A bolt of lightning struck down. Sparks flew everywhere. Eliana hid everywhere. The other 4 sacred beasts were still wildly attacking, regardless of whether there were any more spirit beans left. Then a voice calmly said, "There aren't any left. I ate them all." Seeing Yi Xiaobai unharmed, Hei Bao and Bai Hu were shocked. This kid was actually able to dodge my thunderbolt. Yi Xiaobai waved his hand. "Is this attack still useful?" Hei Bao roared, "Nonsense. You're just a swordsman. How could you withstand my attack?" Hei Bao charged towards Yi Xiaobai. "Who said I'm a swordsman? I just don't want to be too ostentatious. I'm a martial arts master now." Hearing the words martial arts master, the beasts were startled. Then they revealed their true forms. Yi Xiaobai shook his head helplessly. "Some things still have to be solved with fists." Yi Xiaobai disappeared on the spot. A voice slowly came from above. "You few think you can do whatever you want just because you're strong. You're nothing but talking animals." A voice came. He fainted on the ground. The beasts looked at Yi Xiaobai in astonishment. Hei Long couldn't bear it any longer. So what if he is a martial arts master? He's only 1 realm higher. Let's work together to subdue him. The beasts surrounded Yi Xiaobai. Hei Bao gathered thunderbolts in his hands again, aiming at Yi Xiaobai. He unleashed a full power attack. Yi Xiaobai calmly drew his sword. He made a move. The golden sword instantly pierced through the thunderbolt, and continued to fly towards Hei Bao. Hei Bao dodged the attack with a flash. But seeing the mountain split open in the distance, He Bao was furious. Bai Hu also rushed towards Yi Xiaobai, attacking Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai's body was trembling. Bai Hu also attacked Yi Xiaobai from behind. It was supposed to be a scene of him being blown to smithereens, but it was actually a gentle breeze. Yi Xiaobai slowly turned his head. Are you Miao Miao? Bai Hu immediately stood up straight. He Long saw these few beasts, the once invincible sacred beasts, being toyed with by a human. This was unbearable. Then he revealed his true form, flew into the sky, and roared angrily. The originally clear sky began to darken. He Long opened his mouth, and a huge thunderball formed in his mouth. Yi Xiaobai felt a little scared. Worthy of an ancient sacred beast, he can actually control the heavenly thunder. In the blink of an eye, the thunderball was formed. He Long spewed it towards Yi Xiaobai. Seeing the huge thunderball, Yi Xiaobai remained calm. He drew his sword. He made a move. Suddenly, a powerful magical aura emanates from the forest in the distance. It's the finally opening. Those who enter the will only see a blank sky and an administrator. They must register their names and line up. However, everyone ignores the old woman. Years ago in the opens every years. The represents endless possibilities, attracting countless powerful figures. A man from long ago attempts to become a, charging forward recklessly. Then, under everyone's gaze, he turns to dust. At this moment, various powerful figures from the arrive. The head of the head of the. Everyone is surprised that the heads of the major factions have arrived. Introduces his son-in-law to the crowd. The laugh at, a novice. Suddenly, a voice shouts, I object to this marriage. It's the son of the governor who has long admired. However, despises him. Confronts, threatening him. Merely asks, is it going to rain? A terrifying aura descends from the sky. It's the end. The grand entrance is cut short when he sees. He is terrified and retreats, taking the with him. Everyone is confused as to why the suddenly left. The says that the and the others saw something and were shocked. The only thing in that direction is oblivious. Calmly says, they were scared off by you. The begins its selection process. Everyone rushes to enter. Attempts to invite along, but takes his hand and ignores him. This plants the seeds of a future conflict. After everyone enters, two cultists appear. They casually say, the leader said that as long as we follow that guy, we'll be able to contact the other side. Looks at. He was swallowed whole, yet he emerged unharmed, crushing the give the two no chance to breathe. Decides to take them on alone. His sword senses something, emitting a memory. Is amazed by this extraordinary skill. Leaps into the air, aiming for his powerful attack hits the head, but causes no damage. This peculiar ability even knocks off his feet. The swats him into a tree. He shouts, who threw the chili pepper skin? My foot slipped. Asks if he is alright, offering to help. Thinks of his past humiliation at the hands of women. He feels insulted. He charges at he is defeated. They discover they are simply waiting. A giant figure approaches. It's notices something in the mouth. It has eaten everyone who entered. Expression changes. He lifts his black sword. Wants them to flee, but doesn't listen. He merely strikes a pose. The small have their heads chopped off. Is shocked. Stands before the roars. The impact is tremendous, but remains unharmed. He shouts, return and to me. Another strike. The is defeated. Has perfectly executed his attack. He understands. The key to this battle is his black sword. Believes the eight and he lets them rest in peace. Runs to S side. He praises S strength. Points to the rear. He tries to take S black sword. Shouts. Is distracted and attacks himself, and the others are relieved. Is unhappy. Asks about S well-being. She notes that he is kind. A booming, mysterious sound echoes through the sky. The first trial is complete. The portal to the second level opens. And land perfectly. Imagines a stylish landing, but reality is less glamorous. He wonders why they didn't just fall. Says, it's none of your business. Since meeting, he has been constantly injured. A voice booms from the sky. There are people left on the second level, scattered throughout the maze. Only the team that finds the king's scepter first can advance to the next level. The rest will remain in the maze forever, turning into ash. Go find the king's scepter. He'll reward the finder handsomely. Appear. Their attacks are ineffective. They strategically retreat. Have you ever heard this saying? You are the worst batch I've ever trained. And this old man encourages his disciples like this. Yi Xiaobai, though only, is already an level swordsman. But every time he sparred with his master, he was still defeated by his master's superior swordsmanship. While listening to his master's encouraging words, he was also grateful for his master's guidance. He successfully broke through to the peak of swordsmanship. Just as his master was about to test his cultivation, another golden light erupted from Yi Xiaobai's body. instantly shattering the heavens and earth. Thus, Yi Xiaobai became the first Jianshan in Yuan continent's thousand-year history. He became a sword god, but couldn't escape the fate of being hunted down. However, after he had achieved his goal, his master ran away, leaving behind only a note. His master wanted him to go down the mountain to experience the world, but Xiaobai thought his master abandoned him, so he went down the mountain to find his master. But he didn't know that the cave he usually stayed in was actually the spirit cave, highly coveted by the 5 great demonic beasts. The 5 great demonic beasts, upon seeing this, decided to pursue him. Suddenly, a cry for help was heard. Yi Xiaobai cautiously approached and saw 2 men harassing a beautiful girl. Yi Xiaobai politely asked if they had seen his master. The beautiful girl was disturbed, and the other 2 men were furious. Seeing Yi Xiaobai's tender appearance, one of the men got an idea. Yi Xiaobai warned them about something flying towards them. The 2 men scoffed, thinking he was playing a prank. Suddenly, a huge fireball descended from the sky with a deafening boom. The 2 men instantly turned into ashes. The dust settled, and the 5 great demonic beasts appeared. Yi Xiaobai coldly stared at them and demanded they return the ashes. The 5 beasts naturally refused. They were originally chasing after him because his master had stolen their spirit beans. However, Yi Xiaobai didn't know what spirit beans were. The white tiger advanced threateningly, but Yi Xiaobai remained oblivious. The girl, rescued by Yi Xiaobai, stepped forward and pushed him away, saying, "Demonic beast elders, hello. In Elana. She's scared. Let me settle her down." The white tiger looked impressed. Women are indeed smarter. Elana, pushing Yi Xiaobai away, said, "They're not looking for him. Let's just make up a reason to get them to leave." Yi Xiaobai agreed. Subsequently, he awkwardly said, "My master seems to have run away from home, to the Elvia Magic Academy to find my master's wife." Eliana helpfully pointed them in the right direction. The 5 great demonic beasts were about to leave when Yi Xiaobai suddenly asked, "Are the spirit beans you're talking about the size of potatoes, golden and shiny, with small spots on them?" Upon hearing this, Eliana exclaimed, "Is this some kind of hillbilly behavior?" The leader of the 5 great demonic beasts, He Bao, asked, "You know where they are?" He Bao found the boy's current appearance cute, but he was a man who could become a god in a single step. Yet today, he was being hunted by the 5 great demonic beasts. The reason was that his master had stolen their spirit beans. Yi Xiaobai honestly told them that he had eaten all the spirit beans. Eliana was speechless, thinking, this kid definitely lacks something. And the 5 great demonic beasts heard this and, a person's eyes cannot hide their feelings. He Bao launched a lightning-fast attack on Yi Xiaobai. A bolt of lightning struck down. Sparks flew everywhere. Eliana hid frantically. The other 4 demonic beasts continued their ferocious assault, regardless of whether any spirit beans remained. Then, a calm voice echoed, "There aren't any left. I ate them all." Seeing the unharmed Yi Xiaobai, He Bao, and Bai Hu were shocked. "This kid actually dodged my lightning strike." Yi Xiaobai scoffed. "Are you still using this move?" He Bao retorted, "Nonsense. You're just a swordsman. How could you withstand my lightning strike?" He Bao charged towards Yi Xiaobai. "Who said I'm a swordsman? I just don't want to be too ostentatious. I'm now a Jianshan." Hearing Jianshan, the beasts were momentarily stunned. Then they realized they had encountered a sword god. Yi Xiaobai shook his head helplessly. Some things still need to be settled with fists. Yi Xiaobai vanished from his spot. A voice slowly descended from above. "You think you can do whatever you want just because you're strong? You're nothing more than talking animals." A lightning strike. He Bao fainted on the ground. The beasts looked at Yi Xiaobai in shock. He Long couldn't hold back. "So what if he's a Jianshan? He's just 1 realm higher. Let's join forces and subdue him." The beasts charged at Yi Xiaobai. He Bao gathered lightning in his hand, aiming it at Yi Xiaobai. He unleashed a full-powered attack. Yi Xiaobai calmly drew his sword. He swung it back. His golden sword instantly pierced through the lightning, and continued towards He Bao. He Bao used a flash step to dodge the attack. Seeing the mountain split open in the distance, He Bao was furious. He Bao also used a flash step and charged towards Yi Xiaobai. He attacked Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai's sword deflected. Bai Hu attacked Yi Xiaobai from behind. They expected a scene of shattering bones. Instead, it was a scene of chaos. Yi Xiaobai slowly turned his head. "Are you Meow Meow?" Bai Hu, upon hearing this, immediately calmed down. He Long saw these seemingly insignificant demonic beasts being toyed with by a human. This is unacceptable. He revealed his true form, soaring into the sky, unleashing a furious roar that echoed throughout the world. The originally clear sky began to darken. He Long opened his mouth, a massive ball of lightning forming within. Yi Xiaobai was slightly apprehensive. Worthy of an ancient demonic beastable to command heavenly thunder. In an instant, the lightning ball was fully formed. He Long unleashed it at Yi Xiaobai. Facing the gigantic lightning bolt, Yi Xiaobai remained calm. He raised his sword. He swung his sword. You have seen this kind of thing before, haven't you? It's skeleton gold. Elana is speechless. What's skeleton gold? There's no way there's something like that here. Is it not the ancient god but the dragon god who disappeared thousands of years ago? This ancient dragon looks at Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai narrowly dodges this move, but is also caught by the ancient dragon. The ancient dragon's claws. A huge explosion. Elana and Miao Miao look at the center of the explosion. Only a raging fire and smoke remain. Miao Miao excitedly shouts, "We finally won." While Miao Miao is celebrating, a voice calmly comes from above. "Miao Miao, why are you so happy?" Miao Miao sees Yi Xiaobai unharmed. His mouth can't close. His mind flashes 2 words and he faints. Yi Xiaobai looks at the fainted Miao Miao and jumps off the dragon bone, asking, "Is he injured?" Elana calmly says it should be a mental breakdown caused by faith collapse. "He'll be fine later." Just as the two are about to discuss private matters, a black hole suddenly appears in the sky and a voice comes from it. "Even the well-cultivated ancient dragon can be smashed, worthy of an ancient dragon arrow." Yi Xiaobai looks surprised. "Who are you?" At this time a deep shadow walks out of the black hole. "You may call me the dragon god." He is the first person to enter the realm of cultivation in 1,000 years. This old man is the dragon god who became famous 10,000 years ago. So this is their first meeting. Yi Xiaobai still politely performs the courtesy and asks how to get out of this place. The dragon god calmly says, "If you want to leave, you can accompany me in a fight and I will send you away." Speaking, he draws a sword. This sword is called Qinggang, a gift from the ancient dragon god. It is the dragon's sword. Yi Xiaobai says, "This sword Shohei is a sword I picked up at the foot of the mountain." The dragon god coldly sweeps his hand and a sword appears. Qinggang points towards Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai does not turn around. "You're ready to die." The dragon god is somewhat surprised. "Since you want that, then let's play." The dragon god coldly smiles. Interesting. Then he draws out 4 swords. "It seems that your sword attributes perfectly restrain the attributes of Qinggang. Let's see what you can do this time." The 4 swords pierce towards Yi Xiaobai simultaneously. The lyrics and music. The lyrics. The dragon god watches the 4 shattered swords, somewhat surprised. Could this black sword be the rare dark attribute sword? Yi Xiaobai calmly says, "I don't know anything about attributes, but I know Shohei is a good sword." Hearing this, the dragon god stretches out his hands again to summon. A moment later a light sword gradually appears in the dragon god's hand. As the saying goes, one thing meets another, and the light sword's only function is to restrain the dark attribute sword. Yi Xiaobai ignores these and rushes towards the dragon god with his sword. The dragon god also grips the sword with both hands. The moment their swords collide, a powerful energy erupts instantly. Yi Xiaobai is forced back. "Old man, your strength is still great. Right then, don't disappoint me." Suddenly, a crisp sound comes, but followed by a rumbling sound. The dragon god shouts 2 words. Just as the dragon god looks at this scene incredulously, Yi Xiaobai charges again. The lyrics. Another crisp sound comes. Yi Xiaobai seizes the opportunity and flies out again. The lyrics. The dragon god who is sent flying angrily shouts, "You are completely finished." Speaking, he stands up. A dazzling orb begins to gather in the dragon god's hand. Seeing the dragon god's powerful aura, the 3 are instantly thrown to the ground. As the light disperses, the dragon god disappears. Elana is speechless. Is this really the ancient dragon god? Yi Xiaobai relaxes. Not bad, this old man is quite interesting. Just as Yi Xiaobai is about to break through this barrier again, Miao Miao transmits a message. "Master, the exit has been found." Seeing this hazy exit, Elana and Miao Miao are still wondering if this is a modern era. Yi Xiaobai has already nimbly jumped up. The 3 easily follow. Entering the exit, a magical formation appears before them. Miao Miao anxiously says, "To break this formation we need to input inner strength to activate the formation." But when Miao Miao inputs his inner strength, his body starts to fade. Yi Xiaobai sees this and immediately puts his hand on Miao Miao's back, transmitting his inner strength. With Yi Xiaobai's inner strength transmission, the formation lights up. A voice comes from the formation. He is the dragon god whose soul was scattered 10,000 years ago, and he was the strongest person 10,000 years ago, the god of creation. The 2 were on the battlefield of the end. They poured all their energy into the formation. Warning, go gently, open it. The god of creation, in order to subdue the dragon god's power, finally used the formation to seal it here, but they are still shocked by the activation. A voice comes from the formation. "You can see and cheerfully say, old fellow, how long have you been in this battlefield? 30 years or 500,000 years. Now you only need to shout the password to activate the formation and return to the ground. The password is Will Baba Cho Dai Fei." Seeing this, the 3 are stunned. Just as the 3 are discussing who should shout the password, a voice calmly says, "Little friend, can you also take this old man with you? There will be a great reward afterwards." The 3 are surprised. Then they look at each other and all show sinister expressions. "It's really good to have someone send us a ride when we are tired." Yi Xiaobai tells the dragon god, "It is very simple to leave together. Just need to say a few words." But the dragon god sees these few words and instantly bursts into anger. What nonsense! Seeing the dragon god jump up and down, Yi Xiaobai draws out Shohei and points it at the dragon god. Since that is the case, you can continue staying here. The dragon god is sent flying. Thinking of the bitterness of these tens of thousands of years, he instantly sheds tears of regret. Seeing this, Yi Xiaobai goes forward to comfort him. I pity you, but now you just need to shout those words forever and it's over. The dragon god misses the carefree days of the past. Unconsciously he shouts, I will Baba Cho Dai Fei. After shouting, he weakly collapses on Yi Xiaobai's shoulder, weeping bitterly. At this time the formation begins to activate. When the sunlight shines in, the dragon god seems to smell the scent of freedom again. Then the few people walk into the formation, a white light flashes and they finally return to the ground. At this time Yi Xiaobai also brings the fainted Elana and Miao Miao back. The dragon god takes out a jade pendant from his sleeve. This is a spirit treasure as a thank you for saving me. Yi Xiaobai readily accepts it. Bidding farewell to the dragon god, Yi Xiaobai sets off again to find his master. I don't know how far he walked. Elana slowly wakes up from Mio's body and asks about the dragon god. Yi Xiaobai turns his head and says the old man stayed in the mountains, saying he wanted to adapt for a while. Just as the two are chatting, a magical fluctuation suddenly comes, followed by an explosion. Smoke instantly spreads. Elana immediately reminds, hurry up, hold your breath, it's hallucinogenic smoke. Our caravan was attacked by this kind of thing. But when he looks again, Miao Miao is already snoring loudly. Then a sound of footsteps slowly approaches. Elana can only pretend to be asleep. The bandits in the grass see the two who have fallen asleep and say, we finally found this woman, take her away. Give the woman to that guy, let her give money, the protection is broken. Is it this kid? Let's see, someone will like him. The disguised Elana hears and says, really, this analysis is too accurate. This is really the analysis. This is a bandit giving money. They are not bandits. This man is fighting for the position of head of the family. He colluded with bandits. The caravan. He captured the family's heir, preparing to eliminate the remaining factions. And in the dark cave, the disguised Elana slowly opens her eyes, seeing no one around. She carefully looks at Yi Xiaobai, who is sleeping soundly. Elana softly whispers, it's time for dinner. Hearing this, Yi Xiaobai suddenly opens his eyes. Bouncing up, preparing to shout, he is stopped by Elana after some explanation. Yi Xiaobai realizes he was tricked by bandits. Suddenly he realizes Miao Miao and his black sword are gone. Yi Xiaobai uses his true chi to materialize a sword, preparing to break out. Elana quickly stops him. As the #1 merchant on the continent, the first member of the Legionnaire Chamber of Commerce, he has guessed that this is a conspiracy, so in order to not alarm the snake he must seek help from Yi Xiaobai. At this time Yi Xiaobai reminds him someone is coming. The two quickly pretend to be asleep. Then several bandits appear. The leader looks at Elana and decides to take her away. Seeing Yi Xiaobai left behind, a small bandit asks how to deal with this kid. The leader calmly says, this kid is useless, kill him. Just as the small bandit is rejoicing, Yi Xiaobai quietly stands up. A moment later Yi Xiaobai comes out wearing a mask. On the other side Elana is taken to a secluded cave. At this moment a man with noble aura appears. He is Eliana's uncle Bruce. Seeing this, Elana stands up and throws a magic. Bruce dodges this move. Bruce laughs, you really are the young miss of the Legionnaire Chamber of Commerce. You even dare to use a coma to investigate the truth. Elana angrily says, I never imagined that colluding with bandits. Why? Because your old fool father. I have worked diligently for the Chamber of Commerce for half my life and he made you the heir. Hearing this, Elana freezes in place, looking at Bruce incredulously. Remembering the father who once doted on her, and who was willing to be injured for her, she couldn't help but shed tears of sadness. At this time Bruce takes out a long sword. Alright, let's not waste words, get ready to die. Speaking, he swings at Elana. Before Elana can throw the spell again, Yi Xiaobai sees the soaring magic and guesses that Elana is there, but taking a detour is too far, so he casually throws a jinchi towards the bandits. After all, the straight line is the shortest, and Elana is finally defeated. She is knocked to the ground by a piercing sword. Bruce swings his sword again at the fallen Elana, preparing to end everything, but when his sword falls he misses. Everyone present is shocked. Where is she? She disappeared. When they look up they see a man wearing a mask holding Elana in his arms. Yi Xiaobai says softly, sorry I am late. How strong is the fitness instructor's strength? He uses only a wooden stick. He breaks Bruce's sword. Bruce is stunned. Bruce looks at Yi Xiaobai carrying Elana away. He slowly raises his sword and swings it at Yi Xiaobai. As long as you keep smiling you don't have to be afraid. Yi Xiaobai carries Elana to the ground. Then he asks, was that uncle the insider? Elana softly says. Bruce looks at Yi Xiaobai and says coldly, stinky boy, you are a hero now, but if you don't let go be careful or you will lose your life. Then he strokes the hilt of his sword. Today Longlin will have to suffer a little. Hearing Longlin, Elana remembers the documents mysteriously lost in the Chamber of Commerce 3 years ago. It turned out they were stolen by her uncle. This time Bruce draws out his sword. Stinky boy, no more nonsense, show me your sword. Having lost Shohei, Yi Xiaobai starts to use his right fist. Then he targets. This sword is called Piopiekiang, please give me your guidance. Seeing Yi Xiaobai so drunk, Bruce delivers an angry punch. A clear sound is heard. Then he says, I will use my lifelong skills to defeat you, it is your honor. Just as Bruce is about to strike a sword, a crisp sound comes. Yi Xiaobai instantly appears in front of him and stabs a stick into his heart. As Bruce looks at the sword, Yi Xiaobai says coldly, sorry, you talk too much. Bruce has no choice, and finally falls down. Yi Xiaobai picks up Longlin and gives it to Eliana just as the two are about to leave. A voice says, put down the sword, none of you can leave. Yi Xiaobai turns his head and looks at the three. Eliana calmly says, you sure with just 3 of you? The second in command arrogantly flips his hair saying, this is our old lair, 6 bandits and a killer. After a fierce fight everything is still calm. They don't know that the house Yi Xiaobai broke into was actually the dormitory of the Skull Gang. A moment later the 3 are defeated. They beg the hero to spare their lives. Yi Xiaobai asks where is Miao Miao and the black sword. The second in command cries saying the tiger is in the back room and was taken by our boss. Yi Xiaobai feels a little angry. He pushes the case away and in an instant countless magic attacks land on Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai turns his head angrily and sees a man in golden armor, holding a black sword. The man coldly looks at Yi Xiaobai. Kid, you dare to come to my Skull Gang, I will let you taste what it means to live. Before he finishes speaking, Yi Xiaobai sends him flying. A moment later he turns into ashes. Yi Xiaobai lightly says, take me to the kitchen. The 3 quickly follow. Arriving at the kitchen, Yi Xiaobai sees Miao Miao happily soaking in a pot. Inside there are scallions, ginger, garlic, cinnamon, star anise, bay leaves and chilies. Yi Xiaobai suddenly feels that Miao Miao must be delicious. Eliana instantly understands. Then reminds, hurry up and get going, you still have to find your master. Yi Xiaobai agrees, yes, almost forgot. The 3 are about to leave when the second in command shouts from the door. He collapses on the ground and sincerely says, please spare the hero. It turns out that these bandits are ordinary villagers nearby, but they are not willing to. Several years ago more and more bandits came to their place, burning, killing and looting. Fortunately their leader appeared, calling these people to resist the bandits. For survival they had no choice. After a long time of fighting they gradually became the strongest force in this area, but all of this is because of their leader. But now that their leader is killed by Yi Xiaobai, other bandits will surely kill them. Therefore these hundreds of people beg Yi Xiaobai to be their leader. Eliana says however they are still bandits, killing and setting fire. They killed more than a dozen people from our caravan. Finally the second in command explains they never kill people, the killing is done by their leader. Your people are locked up in the dungeon. Eliana nods. Then she takes them to the dungeon and sees a group of shiny-eyed men. When they see their leader they are surprised. Then they are so excited that they cry. Seeing this scene, Yi Xiaobai says this is the legendary true love. Yi Xiaobai suddenly shouts at the second in command, scaring him stiff. Finally he says, since you didn't kill anyone I believe you are good bandits. I can stay here and hope we can cultivate true feelings. The villagers excitedly dance. The scene changes to the next day. Eliana and the others are leaving. Eliana says to Yi Xiaobai, after I go back and handle things at home I will come back to find you, or you can come to the Michelle Chamber of Commerce headquarters to find me. I would be happy to see you. Yi Xiaobai says, she is your fiancée, not mine, why should I go see her? Eliana's expression gradually changes. Then they leave without saying goodbye. She says, just stay here for the rest of your life. Yi Xiaobai is very gentle, asking why don't you say goodbye to her. White Tiger explains, you might never have offspring in your life. Suddenly they hear bandits shouting, there are enemies coming. About 3 kilometers to the northwest. Before he finishes speaking the second in command is interrupted. The second in command sweats profusely. It is the people of Tianhuozhai, explaining that their weapons are muskets. Their attack range is even farther than that of magicians. Tianhuozhai may not be strong, but their equipment is exquisite. At this moment the leader of Tianhuozhai has not yet made a move. Then these younger brothers want to help Yi Xiaobai escape from pain. Then the second in command calls everyone to quickly block the gate and hide. The younger brothers say that the gate cannot be blocked. The leader says it's impossible to enter from outside. Yi Xiaobai stands alone at the gate. The leader is speechless, standing at the gate like this. Aren't you afraid of being shot into a sieve? Then the leader of Tianhuozhai comes out and says, why don't you hide inside? Could it be that you can't run? He asks, don't the Skull Gang members all wear masks? Are you new here? Yi Xiaobai replies, yes, I am a new member. Then the other party laughs at Yi Xiaobai for being a fool who hasn't even grown hair. But Yi Xiaobai says, I am waiting for you here just to tell you don't touch my people or I will kill you all. The other party looks down. Their bodies cramp. Finally they snap their fingers. Countless muskets appear from the forest. This person even puts a gun to Yi Xiaobai's head. He says, kneel down and beg me and maybe I will spare you. Yi Xiaobai replies, impossible, I will protect their safety. The second in command hears this and is moved to tears. Then he says to everyone, brothers, we cannot let our leader down. Charge. The leader of Tianhuozhai is prepared, so he fires directly. But Yi Xiaobai easily dodges it. Everyone is shocked. The leader of Tianhuozhai is furious and asks, who are you? Yi Xiaobai says, I am a member of the Skull Gang. He points the musket at Yi Xiaobai and shoots. But Yi Xiaobai remains motionless, his mouth is even crooked. The leader of Tianhuozhai sweats profusely. Is your head made of iron? Just as the leader of Tianhua Zhai is about to run away, a huge pain attacks him. Because Miao Miao has never killed anyone in Yi Xiaobai's hands, Miao Miao directly beats the leader of Tianhua Zhai half to death. The leader of Tianhua Zhai says you don't care about me. Tianhua attacks. Seeing this, everyone immediately tells Yi Xiaobai to leave. The people of Tianhua Zhai hear their leader's words and fire their guns. Miao Miao has already dodged them. Yi Xiaobai suddenly flashes in front of them. He swings his sword. This sword is like a mountain collapsing and turning all the bullets into dark clouds. The scene changes to the next day. Anna and the others are leaving. Anna tells Yi Xiaobai, wait for me to get things settled at home. I'll come back to find you, or you can come to the Michier Merchant Guild to find me. I'd be happy to see you. Yi Xiaobai says she is your fiancé, not mine. Why would I go to see her? Anna's expression gradually turns cold. Then without saying goodbye she leaves while saying you stay here and be a doormat for the rest of your life. At this moment Yi Xiaobai is very gentle and asks Anna, why don't you say goodbye to her? Baihu explains you might never have offspring in this life. Suddenly they hear the sound of bandits. There are enemies 3 kilometers away in the northwest direction. Before the words are finished, Baihu leader collapses in a cold sweat. It's the people from Tianhua village. He explains that their weapons are fire guns. Their range is longer than that of a mage. Although Tianhua village is not strong, their equipment is quite sophisticated. At this moment Tianhua village leader Jianmei issues a single strike. This is quite powerful. Then his younger brothers want to help Yi Xiaobai escape from suffering. Then the deputy leader greets everyone to quickly block the gate, but the younger brother says the gate can't be blocked. The leader is outside and can't get in. Only Yi Xiaobai stands at the gate. The leader laughs. So you are standing at the gate like this? Are you afraid of being beaten into a meat paste? Then Tianhua village's leader stands up and says, why don't you hide inside? Are you too slow to move? He asks, aren't the members of the Hulong gang all wearing masks? Are you a newcomer? Yi Xiaobai replies, yes, I am a new member. Then the other party laughs at Yi Xiaobai as a hairy kid. But Yi Xiaobai says, I'm waiting here just to tell you don't touch them, otherwise I'll kill all of you. The other party takes a look. Their bodies spasm. Finally he snaps his fingers, only to see countless firearms appearing from the forest. This person even puts the gun to Yi Xiaobaio's head. He says, kneel down and beg me, perhaps I will spare you. But Yi Xiaobai replies, impossible, I will definitely protect their safety. The deputy leader is moved to tears. Brothers, we can't let our leader down. Charge. Tianhua village's leader aims. So he shoots directly. But Yi Xiaobai dodges easily. Everyone looks dumbfounded. Tianhua village's leader is completely speechless. He asks, who are you exactly? Yi Xiaobai says, I'm a member of the Skull Gang. Then he points his firearm at Yi Xiaobai and pulls the trigger. But Yi Xiaobai remains motionless. His mouth is askew. Tianhua village's leader sweats profusely. Your head is made of iron. Just as Tianhua village's leader wants to run away, a huge pain comes. Because Baihu under Yi Xiaobai has never killed anyone, Baihu directly beats Tianhua village's leader half to death. Tianhua village's leader cries, you guys don't care about me. Tianhua village will retaliate. Seeing this, everyone gestures for Yi Xiaobai to leave quickly. Tianhua village's people hear their leader's words and shoot directly. Baihu has already dodged. Yi Xiaobai suddenly appears in front of them. He uses a sword. The sword is a mountain-splitting and land-cracking move, turning all the bullets into dark clouds. But after Yi Xiaobai attacks, he finds out he forgot to collect the souls. Then Baihu lifts Tianhua village's leader's head. Let her see. Tianhua village's leader's mouth is big enough to fit an ostrich. Everyone is shocked and speechless. It seems that Tianhua village's leader has gone completely mad. Xiaobai says, look at you, you've scared them silly. Then they hear a shout, boss, we won. The Skull Gang members cheer. They are going to occupy all the resources of the Warcraft Mountains. But Yi Xiaobai is a kind person. Hearing this, he changes his expression. The Skull Gang members are a little confused. Then Yi Xiaobai says, I stayed here to protect you. You must be good and kind bandits, remember. The deputy leader asks, then can we still rob other bandits? Yi Xiaobai replies, but they're bandits. If they don't rob, they won't even have food to eat. Yi Xiaobai hears this noisy sound and falls into thought. Then he says, can we rob other bandits? Everyone suddenly has a clear idea. Then they arrive at the evil wolf gang's base. The evil wolf gang suddenly discovers many people coming to their base. Yi Xiaobai says to them, please hand over all your food. The evil wolf gang is clearly unaware of this. They ask, why are you robbing us? Then the deputy leader explains, this is our new boss, he is very powerful. Then the evil wolf gang members start to madly insult and scold Yi Xiaobai, wanting to kill him. Following the evil wolf gang's insults, the evil wolf gang is defeated. Then they come to the wild boar gang. It's still as peaceful as ever. In desperation, the wild boar gang is also wiped out. The scene changes to the Michier Merchant Guild headquarters. This is Anna's home. As soon as Anna returns, she dresses up beautifully and stylishly. When she sees her grandfather, Anna can't hold back any longer and her grandfather comforts her. Hearing the news that you were attacked by bandits, I was really worried to death. I tried my best to contact people for help. Then Anna says it was Bruce who betrayed them. He colluded with bandits. But your Michier Merchant Guild's leader is not an ordinary person. He knew this when Anna returned and he planned to eliminate those bandits who attacked their merchant guild. Her grandfather looks at her. Then he says I spent a lot of money and asked the Cornea's empire west of the Warcraft Mountains to send troops. The empire's fourth prince personally led the legion and has already set off. He brought 3 grand mages with him. No matter what kind of characters are among those bandits, they will all die without a doubt. Of course, hearing Grand Mage Yi Xiaobai is a little worried. On the Yulan continent, besides swordsmen, there is another powerful group. They are the mages. Swordsmen focus on the body while mages focus on the spirit. They only need a simple spell to control the power of heaven and earth. In this world, the mage levels are apprentice mage, mage, intermediate mage, advanced mage, archmage, grand mage, great mage, saint mage, archmage. For a medium-sized country, having a grand mage is like having a guardian god, and when 3 grand mages join forces it might be a little difficult for Yi Xiaobai. When the prince arrives in front of the bandits, he sees a ruin. Did the old Michier man invite someone else besides them? Then he calls his younger brothers. Let them go to the village and catch some peasants. The villagers in the Warcraft Mountains are unaware that danger is approaching. This old man still hopes that heaven will send a heavy rain. The purpose of the good things. He saw a pile of food nearby. When the villagers see this considerable amount of food, they are overjoyed. The 3 kind bandits see the villagers so happy, a sense of pride washes over them. Just as they are about to leave, a voice interrupts them. Their faces instantly change. The prince's men have come to the village to catch people. Then they ask, how did the bandits' food and supplies end up in your hands? But the villagers are unaware of this. Before they finish speaking, they are killed. The wife of this villager can only watch helplessly. Finally, the man in black says, I ask again, who brought this? But these villagers are all old, sick and disabled. How could they possibly have the ability to grab food from the bandits? The man in black thinks for a moment, then he takes everyone away. The 3 kind bandits have no choice. They are outnumbered. They can only send someone to notify Yi Xiaobai. The other 2 follow behind. At this moment, Yi Xiaobai is still in a drunken stupor. Then one of the bandits shouts, boss, something bad happened. Yi Xiaobai asks, why are you the only one back? Where is the second in command? Through his explanation, Yi Xiaobai understands everything. He angrily crushes the wine bottle. Then he takes everyone there. The scene changes. The villagers in this village are all captured. Then the man in black says, outside the tent, sir, we found the bandits' food and supplies in the village. At this time, the prince has just finished fighting with this woman, but when she sees the villagers, she says, with just these few people, how can you wipe out the 3 bandit gangs in this area? Then the villagers explain they got up early in the morning and the food and supplies were at their doorstep. At this time, the second in command sees this knight. He says, I thought it was a colleague. It turns out to be a righteous man. This is the royal family of the Cornea's empire. Finally, the second in command says to his younger brother, the regular army has appeared. Quickly report to the boss, we must retreat. But when he turns around again, he bumps into someone. This is one of the grand mages. Then with a loud explosion, the prince doesn't seem too surprised. The regular army immediately rushes forward. Finally, the blue-clothed grand mage says, stupid fellows, you don't even know you are being followed by bandits. At this moment, the prince reveals an evil smile and says to them, go and see if there are any accomplices nearby. The second in command says with difficulty, it's just the 2 of us. The man in black says, you must be respectful when talking to Prince Les. The man in black cuts off the second in command's leg. But the second in command doesn't give in. He says angrily, in those days the 3 bandit gangs here were rampant. The people were struggling to survive. We were countless times trampled by the royal army, but no one helped us. Now that we finally have peace, you come again to massacre the villagers. You are not even as good as those damn bandits. Why should I respect you? Just as the man in black wants to kill the second in command, the prince stops him and says, in our place only the strong can gain respect. I give you a chance to live. Fight me fairly. If you win, you can leave standing and I will let you take the villagers with you. But the 2 grand mages say this game is about to begin again. Since the last time I saw him duel, I haven't slept for 3 days. Saying this, the second in command charges towards the prince. But someone beside him says, last time the prince cut that man's leg into pieces. Judging from this bandit's size, it must be at least pieces. At this moment, the deputy leader's younger brother has woken up. He doesn't know what is going on at all. He sees that his deputy leader's hands are already scarred. The prince opposite him says sarcastically, I haven't even used my strength yet. You are too weak. The younger brother sees his deputy leader being bullied. He picks up a stone and is about to fight. At this time, the deputy leader can no longer stop him. The prince smiles slightly. He smashes the younger brother into pieces. The deputy leader watches his longtime friend die before his eyes. When everyone sees the younger brother being smashed to pieces, they can't accept this scene. But the 3 grand mages are used to this kind of scene. At this moment, a powerful force flies from the sky. The prince brushes past his sword. The deputy leader tries to kill the prince desperately. Just as the prince is about to unleash his ultimate move, a terrifying force descends from the sky. The prince's expression changes slightly. What is falling down? Only to see a hand emerging from the smoke. This old man thinks it is a monster with human hands. Only the deputy leader knows who this is. When he sees Yi Xiaobai, he can't help but cry. Yi Xiaobai crawls out of the pit. With a look of sleepiness, he says to everyone, don't touch my companions. The prince is stunned. The bandits' leader is actually a little brat and a drunkard. Then he says come and spar with me. From Yi Xiaobao's perspective it's come and fight me if you dare, this is a real sword. Yi Xiaobai punches directly. Then they start to fight. The prince's subordinates can't believe it, their prince was actually beaten by a little brat. The deputy leader shouts loudly, boss, avenge our brother. Yi Xiaobai hears this and uses his strongest move. He beats the prince to a pulp. Then everyone prepares to capture Yi Xiaobai. At this time the prince says, stop it, I was just careless just now. I am not serious yet, warm-up is over young master, I will be serious now. The two grand mages look at the prince's momentum is breathtaking. Then the prince says, to die by my hand is an honor for 100 years, you can be proud of this. The prince unleashes a powerful move towards Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai does not dare to slack off. The prince looks at Yi Xiaobao's momentum, this density is 10 times his, this makes his ally Dog Rock flash away. This is their Wangshu royal family's strongest move for 100 years, the ultimate strike. Just as the prince is about to kill Yi Xiaobai, he says he is not a bandit. He is a swordsman after killing the prince. Yi Xiaobai deals with his subordinates casually. Under the deputy leader's gaze they turn into ashes. Yi Xiaobai still scolds, ah, so you dare to look at my people. Only the 3 grand mages are left. But now that the prince is dead they cannot escape responsibility. Then the 3 prepare to attack, wanting to avenge the prince. Yi Xiaobai suddenly feels something is wrong. The deputy leader says it's indeed very close. Yi Xiaobai pushes the deputy leader away, I want to see what they can do. As the deputy leader's expression changes, a magic formation appears in the sky, it is like falling into a hell. Then they attack. Yi Xiaobai stares at this attack. Then he raises his sword. The 3 grand mages are no longer laughing. A devastating energy sweeps over, even the city is affected. The scene shifts to the Yulan continent's sacred assembly. The bigwigs from various places gather here, they haven't held such a meeting in over years. This person says to everyone, the mage and 4 counselors have matters to attend to, we will now begin. The initiator of this emergency meeting is Jiansheng the swordsman. When everyone hears swordsman they are surprised. He said he wouldn't come out of seclusion unless he reached the swordsman realm. Did he already? Before he finishes speaking, this person starts to announce Jiansheng's information. You bunch of old farts. Jiansheng the swordsman broke through to the swordsman realm yesterday. Haha, your hearts are sour, aren't they? Quickly give Jiansheng a satisfactory position, otherwise next time we meet he'll chase after you. When they hear swordsman they are all serious, afraid of what title is it called, by Xiaobai or by Xiaobai? The spirit race says this swordsman can't be trusted. It might be that he hasn't made progress for so many years just to tease us. Once the sacred assembly gives someone a title it will be known throughout the world. As several people argue, the whole ground shakes. What happened? Is it an earthquake? A strong golden light flashes outside. This powerful attack is beyond everyone's imagination. An attack like this, unless a god is using it, otherwise Saint Mages wouldn't be able to exert such might. Ana's grandfather says in that case there is only one possibility. Then the elves say, I bestow upon He Xiaobai the title of Black Swordsman God. Everyone is shocked. Then the resolution is sent to all countries' guilds, and merchant guilds find the world's noble Black Swordsman God. At this time everyone seems to think that the notice did not include the title Black Swordsman God. The scene shifts to Yi Xiaobai. The clothes on Yi Xiaobao's body are all torn and Yi Xiaobai has woken up. What is this situation? Then Yi Xiaobai wants to leave quietly. But at this time the second in command is almost buried alive. Yi Xiaobai pulls him out casually. Then he says, second in command, didn't you go to deliver food to the villagers? Why are you buried here? The second in command looks at Yi Xiaobai and says, boss, you don't remember anything at all. Did you use such a devastating move just now? It turns out he just picked up a bottle of alcohol. At this time Baihu and everyone come to report the enemy is where. Yi Xiaobai looks confused through the second in command's explanation. Yi Xiaobai learns that he wiped out an army. The second in command says, boss, you don't have to blame yourself, you saved me and you saved the people, it was a truly good deed. Yi Xiaobai says angrily, no wonder my master never let me drink, he must have known that I would go wild when I'm drunk. It seems that my cultivation is still not enough, I must take Baihu to find my master. The second in command says, what if other bandits or armies come when you are gone? Then the second in command hugs Yi Xiaobao's face tightly, let him hold him. At this moment Baihu flashes a bright light, the rest is up to me. Then a group of spirit beast troops come to protect these bandits. Then Baihu whispers, don't mention my name in front of these humans, got it? He is one of the Warcraft mountain masters, now he's reduced to serving a little brat. When everyone sees this group of spirit beasts they are relieved. Then they have a big feast, only Yi Xiaobai and Baihu are sent to the banquet. By night the entire Kuru village is feasting. At this time the 2 bandits bring over the food made by Yi Xiaobai, everyone begins to feast. Only Baihu smells a dangerous detail. The next day when the 2 are about to leave there is no one to see them off. Baihu wants to deal with them but Yi Xiaobai stops him. Leaving is easy, the hardest part is saying goodbye. They must be hiding in some corner silently missing us, it's better not to see each other. Baihu says, so that's it, this is true friendship. This farewell is so pathetic. A man's farewell shouldn't have tears, let all the reluctance and blessings turn into a sky full of fireworks. Thank you for teaching me to grow and be strong. The reason why these bandits didn't come to see them off is because they ate the food made by Yi Xiaobai last night. They spent the whole night in the toilet. Finally the two arrive at the Yilia's provincial capital. But to enter the secret realm you need the guild leader. Deep into the Warcraft mountains you need a sound pen. But Yi Xiaobai doesn't know what those are. The guard says it is convenient to let Yi Xiaobai clean the toilet for a month. At this moment Yi Xiaobai and Baihu can't stand it anymore. This is too insulting. They want to teach them a lesson, but Yi Xiaobai says, I swear unless others attack me first I will never take the initiative. Yi Xiaobai hears two unbelievable things. These two men are fighting over two women and a child. Then because they need a pharmacist they can only let them go first. The guild leader gives them a task to find out how many people there are in the Jianshi Pingy guild. At this moment Yi Xiaobai deliberately bumps into one of the men. The man immediately starts scolding, you bumped into me, stop right there. Then Yi Xiaobai says excitedly, yes I did. What are you going to do? The man looks at Yi Xiaobai. He appreciates Yi Xiaobai's appearance. Have you thought about it? He directly beats the two of them until they flee. Yi Xiaobai is holding a token. Baihu didn't even notice when Yi Xiaobai got this. The guard shouts loudly, who told you to go to that place? I am back now, take you to sweep the toilet. Then Yi Xiaobai says, look at those two people, they look suspicious, they don't seem like good people. The guard says without a closer look it's hard to tell, but they must be bandits who sneaked in. At this moment the two are still counting the number of people in the Jianshi guild. The guard goes over to them and says, what are you doing? Hand over the token. Then the man wearing a mask is looking for his predecessor. After searching for a long time he only finds a sentence. The man wearing a mask says, how could it be gone? The money is also gone. The man next to him doesn't believe it. The guard says, you two continue acting. I know you two are not good people. Are you bandits? Then the two explain, we are not bandits, we are both two-star Jianshi, we work very hard. At this time the two are looking at each other. The scenery is stunning, the world is running wildly. But at this time an attack comes flying. The two are immediately gone. The guard is overjoyed. Ling Xiu has personally made a move. Master Harris. He is the guild leader of the Yulan continent Jianshi Pingy Guild. Harris, he has come to Yilia's city. Then the man in black says, the two Jianshi are fake. Harris, I pay my respects to Master Harris. Harris asks directly, have you found the trace of the Black Swordsman God? But they have not found a master called He Xiaobai. They are all here to find the Black Swordsman God. Then he asks everyone to go and search. The guard finds Yi Xiaobai missing. At this moment Yi Xiaobai is looking for a place to register these two tokens. He suddenly feels a familiar smell. It's his master's smell. The servant immediately brings Harris into the room. The old man in the room is Yi Xiaobai's master. No one recognizes the person in the room. So Harris asks everyone to go out first. This is the strongest existence among the current swordsmen. Then Yi Xiaobai's master says, I'm not the strongest anymore. Harris says, your words don't count. The Jianshi guild must verify it before it can be confirmed. Let him come see me. Xiaobai says, stop pretending in front of me. You just want to get him on your side, right? I came here to warn you, don't drag Xiaobai into your power struggle. Harris is a little confused. It's not called He Xiaobai, it's called He Xiaobai. Xiaobai's master says, He Xiaobai, you guys don't even know his name. Just as Harris wants to correct the information, Xiaobai's master says, sit down. Listen carefully, what I am about to talk about is very important. It is about Xiaobai's origin. It turns out that he was extraordinary since birth. Yi Xiaobai's master liked women. He seems to have been hurt in love. He keeps saying the women down the mountain are tigers, don't look at them being so cute. Suddenly he hears a baby's cry. Have you ever heard this saying? You are the worst batch I've ever trained. And this old man encourages his disciples in this way. Yi Xiaobai, though only years old, is already an inflexible swordsman. But every time he sparred with his master, he was still defeated by his master's superb swordsmanship. While listening to his master's encouraging words, he also listened to his master's endless nagging. He successfully broke through to the realm of superb swordsmanship. Just as his master was about to introduce him to the refining process, another golden light erupted from Yi Xiaobai's body, instantly shattering heaven and earth. Thus, Yi Xiaobai became the first Jianshin in the history of Yuran continent. So he became a sword god, but he couldn't escape his destined death. But after he succeeded, his master ran away, leaving behind only a note, revealing that his master wanted him to go down the mountain and experience the world. But Yi Xiaobai thought his master abandoned him, so he went down the mountain to find his master. But he didn't know that the cave where he usually practiced was actually the spirit cave, a sacred place in the eyes of the 5 great sacred beasts. These 5 sacred beasts saw Yi Xiaobai entering the cave and chased after him. Suddenly, a cry for help came. Yi Xiaobai cautiously approached and saw 2 thugs harassing a beautiful girl. Yi Xiaobai politely asked if they had seen his master, but the thugs were furious at being interrupted. Seeing Yi Xiaobai's delicate appearance, one of the thugs felt a glimmer of evil. Yi Xiaobai reminded them to look out, as something was flying towards them. The thugs laughed, thinking Yi Xiaobai was playing a prank. Suddenly, a large fireball descended from the sky with a deafening boom. The 2 thugs were instantly reduced to ashes. The 5 sacred beasts also appeared before him. Yi Xiaobai looked coldly at the 5 sacred beasts and demanded that they return the remains of the thugs. The 5 beasts refused. They were chasing Yi Xiaobai because his master had stolen their elf beans. Yi Xiaobai didn't know what elf beans were. The white tiger tried to intimidate him, but it was useless. The girl Yi Xiaobai saved stepped forward, pushed him aside and said, "Sacred beast, I am Elana. She is scared. I will calm her down." The white tiger was impressed. Women are indeed smarter. Elana then whispered to Yi Xiaobai, "Let's make up a reason to get them to leave." Yi Xiaobai agreed. Yi Xiaobai awkwardly said, "My master probably ran away from home to find my master's wife at the Elvia Magic Academy." Elana helpfully pointed the way. The 5 sacred beasts were about to leave when Yi Xiaobai said, "The elf beans you mentioned were about the size of potatoes, golden and speckled, right?" Elana was speechless. Is this the behavior of a country bumpkin? The leader of the sacred beasts, He Bao, asked, "Do you know where they are?" He Bao was impressed by the boy's cute appearance, but he was also a terrifying figure, a person who ascended to godhood in one step. But today, he was being hunted by the 5 sacred beasts, who were 3 times his size. The reason was that his master had stolen their elf beans. Yi Xiaobai honestly told them that he had eaten all the elf beans. Elana was shocked. She thought, this kid is definitely missing something, and the 5 sacred beasts heard this. A person's eyes can't hide their true feelings. He Bao, without any warning, unleashed a lightning strike towards Yi Xiaobai's face. A bolt of lightning struck down. Sparks flew everywhere. Elana hid frantically. The other 4 sacred beasts continued their brutal assault, regardless of whether there were any remaining elf beans left. They were intent on turning him into ashes. Then, a calm voice said, "There aren't any left. I ate them all." Seeing the unharmed Yi Xiaobai, He Bao, and Bai Hu were astonished. This kid actually dodged my lightning strike. Yi Xiaobai casually waved his hand. "Is that all you've got?" He Bao snorted. "You're just a swordsman. How could you withstand my attack?" He Bao charged towards Yi Xiaobai. "Who says I'm a swordsman? I just don't want to show off. I am now a Jianshan." Hearing Jianshan, the sacred beasts were momentarily stunned. Then, they acknowledged him as the sword god. Yi Xiaobai helplessly shook his head. Some things still need to be settled with fists. Yi Xiaobai disappeared from his spot. A voice slowly descended from above. "You think you can do whatever you want just because you're strong? You're just talking animals." A lightning strike followed. He Bao fainted on the ground. The sacred beasts looked at Yi Xiaobai in shock. He Long couldn't contain himself. "So what if he's a Jianshan? He's just 1 realm higher. Let's join forces and subdue him." The sacred beasts surrounded Yi Xiaobai. He Bao gathered another lightning bolt in his hand. Aiming it at Yi Xiaobai, he unleashed it with full force. Yi Xiaobai calmly drew his sword. He swung it back. The golden sword instantly pierced through the lightning bolt, and continued towards He Bao. He Bao dodged the attack with a flash. Seeing the mountain split open in the distance, He Bao was enraged. Bai Hu also joined the attack, charging towards Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai slashed through the air. Yi Xiaobai's sword energy was powerful. Bai Hu took advantage of the moment to attack Yi Xiaobai from behind. They expected a scene of total destruction, but it turned out to be a farce. Yi Xiaobai slowly turned his head. "Are you meow meow?" Bai Hu, upon hearing that, immediately became submissive. He Long watched the scene. The 5 great sacred beasts, formidable beings capable of destroying mountains and rivers, were being toyed with by a human. This was unacceptable. He Long revealed his true form, flying into the sky, unleashing a furious roar that shook heaven and earth. The originally clear sky began to darken. He Long opened its mouth, a huge thunderball forming inside. Yi Xiaobai was impressed. Worthy of an ancient sacred beast, capable of controlling heavenly thunder. In a blink of an eye, the thunderball was fully formed. He Long unleashed it towards Yi Xiaobai. Facing the massive thunderball, Yi Xiaobai remained calm. He swung his sword towards the dragon. The sword clashed with the thunder. Have you ever heard this saying? "You are the worst batch I have ever trained." And this old man encourages his disciple in this way. Yi Xiaobai, although only years old, is already an level swordsman. But every time he spars with his master, he is still defeated by his master's superior swordsmanship. While listening to his master's encouraging words, he is also grateful for his master's guidance, successfully breaking through to the realm of a master swordsman. Just as his master asks him to consolidate his foundation, another golden light erupts from Yi Xiaobai's body, instantly shattering the heavens and earth. In this way, Yi Xiaobai becomes the first ever fitness swordsman in the history of Yulan continent. Therefore, he became a sword god, but he could not escape the fate of an early death. But when he succeeded, his master ran away, leaving behind only a note. It turned out that his master wanted him to go down the mountain to experience the world. But Yi Xiaobai thought his master abandoned him, so he goes down the mountain to look for his master. But he didn't know, the cave where he usually practiced was actually the spirit cave, a sacred place in the eyes of the 5 great sacred beasts. These 5 great sacred beasts have been chasing him for a long time and decided to catch up. Suddenly, a cry for help came. Yi Xiaobai cautiously walks over and sees 2 men harassing a young girl. Yi Xiaobai politely asks if they have seen his master. But the girl's being harassed, the 2 men are very angry. But seeing Yi Xiaobai's delicate appearance, one of the men has a wicked thought. Yi Xiaobai reminds them that something is flying towards them. The 2 men dismiss him, thinking he's joking. Suddenly, a large fireball falls from the sky with a loud bang. The 2 men instantly turn into ashes. The dust settles, and the 5 great sacred beasts appear. Yi Xiaobai coldly stares at the 5 great sacred beasts and demands they return the remains of the 2 men. The 5 sacred beasts refuse. It turns out the spirit beans his master stole were the ones Yi Xiaobai has been eating. But Yi Xiaobai doesn't know what spirit beans are. The white tiger attacks, but Yi Xiaobai easily parries. The girl who is being harassed steps forward and pushes Yi Xiaobai away. She says, "Sacred beast, Elana." She might be scared. Let me calm her down. The white tiger nods. Women are smarter. Elana leads Yi Xiaobai away, saying, "They aren't looking for him. Let's make up an excuse to get rid of them." Yi Xiaobai agrees. Yi Xiaobai says awkwardly, "My master seems to have run away from home. Go to the Eldia Magic Academy to find my master's wife." Elana helpfully points them in the right direction. The 5 sacred beasts are about to leave when Yi Xiaobai asks, "Are the spirit beans about the size of potatoes, golden, with small spots?" Elana is stunned. Is this a joke? The leader of the 5 sacred beasts, Shen Yun, asks, "You know where they are?" Seeing the boy's cute appearance, they don't immediately attack. He's a one-step-to-god type. But today, he's being hunted by the 5 greatly weakened sacred beasts. Because his master stole their spirit beans. Yi Xiaobai honestly tells them he ate all the spirit beans. Elana is speechless. This kid is definitely hiding something. The 5 sacred beasts hear this and, a person's eyes can't hide their intentions. He Bao, without any chivalry, unleashes a lightning strike on Yi Xiaobai's face. A torrent of thunder crashes down. Electricity surges. Elana hides. The other 4 sacred beasts unleash their attacks, regardless of whether there are more spirit beans. They intend to blast him to smithereens. Then a voice calmly says, "There aren't any left. I ate them all." Seeing the unharmed Yi Xiaobai, He Bao, and Bai Hu are shocked. This kid actually dodged my lightning strike. Yi Xiaobai waves his hand. Is that all you've got? He Bao scoffs, "You're just a swordsman. How could you withstand my attack?" He lunges at Yi Xiaobai. "Who says I'm a swordsman? I just don't want to be showy. I'm a fitness swordsman now." Hearing fitness swordsman, the sacred beasts are confused. Then they realize he's a sword god. Yi Xiaobai shakes his head. Sometimes, you have to use your fists. Yi Xiaobai disappears. A voice slowly descends from above. "You think you're so strong, you can do whatever you want. You're nothing but talking animals." A single strike sends them all sprawling. The sacred beasts stare at Yi Xiaobai in shock. He Long can't contain himself. So what if he's a sword god? He's only 1 realm higher. Let's team up. We can still defeat him. The sacred beasts charge at Yi Xiaobai. He Bao gathers lightning in his hands again, aiming at Yi Xiaobai. He unleashes a powerful attack. Yi Xiaobai calmly draws his sword. He swings it back. The golden sword instantly pierces the lightning, and continues towards He Bao. He Bao narrowly dodges the attack. Seeing the mountain split open in the distance, He Bao is furious. He Bao and the others charge at Yi Xiaobai. They attack Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai's sword is deflected. Bai Hu attacks Yi Xiaobai from behind. They expect a scene of carnage, but it's a light scuffle. Yi Xiaobai slowly turns his head. "Are you meow meow?" Bai Hu is startled and transforms. He Long observes the situation. The 5 sacred beasts are being toyed with by a human. This is unacceptable. He reveals his true form, flying into the sky, and unleashes a furious roar, echoing throughout the land. The originally clear sky begins to darken. He Long opens his mouth, revealing a massive thunderball forming within. Yi Xiaobai is slightly apprehensive. A creature of ancient times, it can manipulate heavenly thunder. The thunderball is fully formed. He Long fires the thunderball at Yi Xiaobai. Seeing the enormous ball, Yi Xiaobai prepares for battle. He swings his sword. He uses his sword skill. The golden sword instantly shatters the thunderball. Then it pierces He Long's body. Yi Xiaobai looks at the falling He Long, and says, "I've eaten 2 of your potatoes, so we'll spare you." The sacred beasts are grateful and promise to behave. But Yi Xiaobai feels something is amiss. Without Meow Meow's compensation, he feels uneasy. He Long willingly gives up Bai Hu. Just as Yi Xiaobai is enjoying his new pet, He Long secretly tells Bai Hu to take him to the realm of the forest. Even with his great abilities, he can't survive. Our revenge will be complete. Our god resides in that forest. Bai Hu confidently agrees. Yi Xiaobai jumps off Bai Hu. Let's continue searching for Master. He looks at Elana. Do you want to come with us? Elana nods. If you invite me, I will. But Elana has already left, without hearing. After walking some distance, Yi Xiaobai urges them to hurry. With Bai Hu's guidance, Yi Xiaobai and his companions quickly reach a desolate forest. A chilling, ghostly sound echoes, causing Elana and Bai Hu to cower behind Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai points to the distance. Listen, a bird is calling. Seeing the colorful bird, Elana thinks it's pretty. The bird seems to hear her and lets out a piercing screech. Elana and Bai Hu fall to the ground. The entire forest begins to stir. Elana complains, I told you, we should have taken the main road. Yi Xiaobai asks, you don't like the forest? He calmly draws his sword. Elana shouts, does it matter now? We're trapped. I don't like forests either. Let's go back, says Yi Xiaobai. A giant sword cleaves through the forest. Everything in its path is destroyed. Bai Hu sighs, the 10,000-year-old realm of the forest is now partially gone. Yi Xiaobai prepares to strike again, but Bai Hu shouts, wait. A gust of evil wind rises, forming a black hole in the air. A black creature emerges from the hole. Who dares destroy the realm of the forest? Have you ever seen something change its expression so quickly? His support is destroyed. He immediately changes his allegiance to the new boss. He enters the third layer of the maze. The awakened god looks at Yi Xiaobai. He attacks Yi Xiaobai. The massive impact sends Miao Miao flying. The god looks at the place where he struck. A voice is heard. You're quite tall, but your strength is small. Did you not eat? The god is furious. He tries his best skills, but even Yi Xiaobai's protective energy remains unbroken. Yi Xiaobai thinks it's a waste of time. He counters with a strike, aiming for the god. The sword energy shines like a comet, instantly destroying the god. Seeing the god vanish, Elana wonders if it was a true ancient god. Bai Hu sees something is wrong. He warns Yi Xiaobai and starts running. A voice comes from underground. Youngster, you dare injure my avatar. A black hole opens in the ground, swallowing Yi Xiaobai and his companions. After falling for a while, the two and the beast are safe. Yi Xiaobai looks at this place filled with the sea. He asks, is this an ancient battlefield? Elana replies, I've read in ancient texts that 10,000 years ago, a great battle took place in the Warcraft Mountains. This should be the remains. Yi Xiaobai sighs. They've been led into a trap. They search for an exit but find none. Yi Xiaobai decides to strike a path. Since they came through the bottom, they can leave the same way. He attacks, but his sword is blocked by an invisible barrier. Yi Xiaobai is surprised. There's a barrier here. Yi Xiaobai prepares to attack again. Elana cries out in terror, behind. Behind. Yi Xiaobai turns his head. A giant skeleton rises. Yi Xiaobai remarks, skeletal giants. Elana is speechless. Skeletal giants. What is this place? Could it be not a god but a dragon god lost for 10,000 years? The ancient dragon attacks Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai dodges the attack, but the ancient dragon grabs. Elana is shocked. After a massive explosion, Elana and Miao Miao see only fire and smoke at the center of the blast. Bai Hu shouts excitedly, we won. We finally won. As Bai Hu celebrates, a voice calmly says, Miao Miao, why are you so happy? Seeing the unharmed Yi Xiaobai, Bai Hu's jaw drops. He faints. Yi Xiaobai looks at the fainted Miao Miao. He jumps down from the dragon's bones. Is he hurt? Elana replies, it's probably a mental breakdown caused by faith collapse. He'll be fine soon. As the two are about to talk, a black hole appears in the sky. A voice emerges, even an ancient dragon's body can be shattered. A worthy opponent. Yi Xiaobai asks, who are you? A dark figure emerges from the black hole. Call me Dragon God. He's the only one to reach the Sword God realm in 1,000 years. This old man became famous 10,000 years ago. It's their first meeting. Yi Xiaobai politely greets him and asks how to get out. The Dragon God says, you can leave if you can defeat me. He reveals a sword, Xinggang, a prize sword. Yi Xiaobai replies, this sword, Xiao Hei, I picked up at the foot of the mountain. The Dragon God coldly waves his hand. Xinggang flies towards Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai doesn't dodge. You're going down. The Dragon God is surprised. Since that's how you want it, let's play. The Dragon God smiles. Interesting. Very interesting. He reveals 4 more swords. Your sword seems to perfectly counter Qinggang. Let's see what you do now. The four swords attack Yi Xiaobai simultaneously. The dragon god watches as the four swords are shattered. This black sword is at the rare dark attribute. Yi Xiaobai says calmly, I don't know about attributes, but I know Xiaohei is a good sword. The dragon god raises his hands again to summon. A moment later, a light sword appears. It's designed to counter dark attributes. Yi Xiaobai charges at the dragon god. The dragon god meets him with his sword. The moment their swords clash, powerful energy explodes. Yi Xiaobai is pushed back. Grandpa, you're still so strong. Don't disappoint me. Suddenly, a clear voice rings out, but what follows is a short silence. The dragon god shouts two words. Just as the dragon god is looking at the coin in disbelief, Yi Xiaobai charges again. Another clear voice rings out. Yi Xiaobai takes the opportunity to escape. The dragon god, having been struck, says furiously, You've angered me. He gets up. A dazzling orb begins to gather in his hand. The sight of this powerful energy shocks them all. As the light fades, the dragon god disappears. Elana is speechless. Was that really an ancient dragon god? Yi Xiaobai relaxes. That old man was quite interesting. Yi Xiaobai is about to break through this barrier. Bai Hu warns him. Master's exit has been found. Seeing the glowing exit, Elana and Bai Hu are still hesitant. Yi Xiaobai leaps forward. The beast and Elana easily follow. They enter the exit. A magical formation appears before them. Bai Hu explains, to break this formation, we need to input inner strength to activate it. But as Bai Hu inputs his inner strength, his body begins to fade. Yi Xiaobai quickly steps forward, giving Bai Hu strength. With Yi Xiaobai's energy, the formation lights up. A voice emerges from the formation. He's the dragon god who sealed the spirits 10,000 years ago. He is the strongest being 10,000 years ago. There on the battlefield, the spirit god seals the dragon god's power. Yi Xiaobai is shocked by the activation. A voice booms, Dragon god, how long have you been here? 30 years or 500,000 years? Just shout the command and we can return to the surface. The command is willpower, farewell. Seeing this, they are amazed. As they discuss who should shout the command, a voice calmly says, Young friends, can you take me with you? I will handsomely reward you. They are stunned. Then they all smile sinisterly. Just when we were tired, someone offered a ride. Yi Xiaobai tells the dragon god that it's simple. He only needs to chant a few words. But the dragon god sees the words and is furious. What nonsense! Seeing the dragon god's rage, Yi Xiaobai draws Xiaohei, pointing at the dragon god. Then stay here. Thinking of his long imprisonment, the dragon god regrets his actions. Yi Xiaobai comforts him. You just need to shout those words, and it's over. The dragon god longs for his freedom. He shouts, willpower, farewell. He collapses, tears streaming down his face. The formation activates. Sunlight floods in. The dragon god feels the taste of freedom again. They leave the formation. After a flash of white light, they return to the surface. Yi Xiaobai takes Elana and the unconscious Miao Miao and Bai Hu. The dragon god takes out an item. This is a spirit treasure. A thank you for saving me. Yi Xiaobai accepts it gratefully. Bidding farewell to the dragon god, Yi Xiaobai continues his search for his master. He walks for a long time. Elana wakes up from Miao Miao. She asks about the dragon god. Yi Xiaobai replies, Grandpa stayed in the mountains. He said he needs some time to adjust. As they chat, a magical wave appears, followed by an explosion. Smoke fills the air. Elana warns, hold your breath. It's a hallucinogenic smoke. Our caravan was attacked by this, but when she looks around, Bai Hu is sleeping soundly. Footsteps approach. Elana pretends to be asleep. Bandits in the bushes see the unconscious pair and beast. We finally found this woman. Take them all away. Give the woman to that guy, let him pay. This kid someone might like him. The disguised Elana hears this and thinks, they are bandits. This man is vying for the head of the family. He is colluding with bandits to seize control of the family. He betrays the family for the head position. He colludes with bandits, attacks the caravan, and captures the heir. He plans to eliminate the competition. In the dark cave, Elana wakes up and looks for Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai is asleep. Elana whispers, wake up, it's time to eat. Yi Xiaobai jumps up, ready to shout, but Elana covers his mouth. She explains the situation. Yi Xiaobai realizes he's been drugged and captured by bandits. He notices Miao Miao and his black sword are missing. He creates a makeshift sword with his energy, ready to break out. Elana stops him. As a top merchant and a key member of the Legionnaire Chamber of Commerce, she suspects a larger conspiracy. She asks for Yi Xiaobai's help. Yi Xiaobai senses someone approaching. They quickly pretend to be asleep. Several bandits enter, their leader looking at Elana. He decides to take her. A bandit asks what to do with Yi Xiaobai. The leader says, he's useless. Kill him. The bandit happily prepares to execute Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai quietly gets up. Moments later, he appears wearing a mask. Eliana is taken to a mansion. A richly dressed man appears, Eliana's uncle, Bruce. Eliana attacks with a magic projectile. Bruce dodges, laughing. The heiress of the Legionnaire Chamber of Commerce is bold, trying to uncover the truth while unconscious. Eliana angrily asks why he's colluding with bandits. Bruce says it's because her father named her his heir, despite Bruce's years of service. Eliana is shocked, staring in disbelief. She remembers Bruce's past kindness and protection, and tears well up. Bruce draws his sword. Enough talk. Die. He attacks. Eliana dodges again. Yi Xiaobai, seeing the commotion, knows Eliana is there, but the path is too long. He blasts a path through the forest. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Eliana is overpowered and falls. Bruce prepares the final blow, but she's gone. Everyone is shocked. They look up and see a masked man holding Eliana. Yi Xiaobai says softly, sorry I'm late. The power of a fitness swordsman is incredible. He uses a simple wooden stick to easily deflect Bruce's sword. Bruce is defeated. Bruce angrily attacks Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai says, just smile, you won't be afraid. He carries Eliana and retreats. Yi Xiaobai asks if Bruce was the traitor. Eliana nods. Bruce says, brat, playing the hero. Be careful, it might cost you your life. He draws his sword. Long Lin, you will suffer. Hearing Long Lin, Eliana remembers the documents that disappeared from the Chamber of Commerce 3 years ago. Bruce stole them. Bruce yells, show me your sword. Without Xiaohei, Yi Xiaobai fights with his bare hands. He targets Bruce. Here are my weapons. Bruce is taken aback by Yi Xiaobai's casual attitude. He attacks with a furious punch. A crisp crack is heard. Bruce says, I'll use my ultimate skill. Consider it an honor. Just as he's about to strike, a sharp sound rings out. Yi Xiaobai instantly appears in front of Bruce, plunging a stick into his heart. Bruce stares in disbelief as he falls. Yi Xiaobai says, sorry, you talk too much. Bruce collapses, speechless. Yi Xiaobai picks up Long Lin and returns it to Eliana. As they're leaving, a voice shouts, drop your weapons. Nobody's leaving. Yi Xiaobai turns to see 3 people. Eliana says calmly, just the 3 of you. One of them, full of confidence, says, this is our territory. A brief scuffle ensues. All 3 are easily defeated. They're begging for mercy. Unbeknownst to them, Yi Xiaobai just raided the Skull Gang's hideout. Yi Xiaobai asks where Miao Miao and his sword are. The bandit leader cries, the tiger's in the back. Our boss took it. Yi Xiaobai feels his anger rising. He pushes the bandit aside. Suddenly, magic attacks hit him. Yi Xiaobai angrily turns. He sees a man in golden armor, holding a black sword. The man glares. You dare trespass on Skull Gang territory. You'll regret this. Before he finishes, Yi Xiaobai attacks. In an instant, the man is reduced to ashes. Yi Xiaobai tells the bandit leader, take me to the kitchen. They quickly comply. Yi Xiaobai sees Miao Miao simmering in a large pot, with various spices. Yi Xiaobai thinks Miao Miao must be delicious. Eliana realizes his thoughts. She says, let's go. You're still looking for your master. Yi Xiaobai agrees. Right, almost forgot. As they're leaving, the bandit leader stops them. Hero, please stay. He kneels, confessing that they were once ordinary villagers. Years ago, they were constantly attacked by bandits. Their leader organized them to fight back. For survival, they became bandits. They became the strongest in the region, but their survival depended on their leader. Now that he's dead, other bandits will kill them. They beg Yi Xiaobai to be their new leader. Eliana says they are bandits who killed her caravan. The bandit leader says their leader was responsible for the killings, and that her companions are imprisoned. Eliana leads them to the dungeon, where a group of men are held captive. They are overjoyed to see their leader. Seeing this scene, Yi Xiaobai comments, this is true love. He calls out to the bandit leader, who jumps in fright. Yi Xiaobai says, since you haven't killed anyone, I believe you're good bandits. I'll stay. Hopefully, we can cultivate genuine camaraderie. Elana says, they're bandits. They killed our caravan. The bandit leader explains, our leader did the killing. Your people are in the dungeon. Elana nods. She leads them to the dungeon, revealing a group of imprisoned men. Seeing their leader, they're shocked. Then they cry with joy. Seeing this scene, Yi Xiaobai says, this is true love. Yi Xiaobai suddenly shouts at the bandit leader, startling him. Finally, he says, since you didn't kill anyone, I believe you're good bandits. I'll stay, and hopefully we can cultivate true feelings. The bandits joyfully dance. The next day, Eliana and her companions are leaving. Eliana tells Yi Xiaobai, when I'm done with family matters, I'll come back, or you can visit the mightier Chamber of Commerce. Yi Xiaobai says, she's your fiancé, not mine. Why should I visit her? Eliana's expression darkens. She leaves without saying goodbye, shouting, stay here and be a bandit for life. Yi Xiaobai is gentle. He asks why Eliana didn't say goodbye. Bai Hu explains, you might be childless. Suddenly, a bandit shouts, enemy approaching. 3 kilometers northwest. Before he finishes, the bandit leader collapses. The bandit leader gasps, it's Tianhua village. Their weapons are crossbows. Their range is greater than mages. Tianhua village isn't powerful, but their equipment is superior. Tianhua village's leader appears, firing a crossbow bolt. He shouts, you want to fight? His subordinates prepare to help Yi Xiaobai end his suffering. The bandit leader instructs his men to block the gate. But the bandits say the gate is too big. Yi Xiaobai stands alone at the gate. The Tianhua leader laughs, why don't you hide? Can't you walk? He asks, don't you Skull gang members wear masks? Are you new? Yi Xiaobai admits he's new. The leader mocks him, a hairless kid. Yi Xiaobai says, I'm waiting to tell you not to attack them, or I'll kill you all. The leader is stunned. His body tenses up. He snaps his fingers. Numerous crossbows appear from the forest. A crossbow is pointed at Yi Xiaobai's head. Kneel and beg, and maybe he'll spare you. Yi Xiaobai replies, never. I'll protect them. The bandit leader is touched. He shouts, brothers, for our leader. Charge. Tianhu's leader shoots. Yi Xiaobai dodges easily. The bandits are surprised. Tianhu's leader demands, who are you? Yi Xiaobai says, I'm from the Skull Gang. He fires again at Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai doesn't move. Tianhu's leader sweats. Your head's made of iron. As Tianhu's leader tries to escape, Miao Mao appears, attacking. Miao Miao never kills. Tianhu's leader cries, don't kill me. Don't attack Tianhua village. The bandits urge Yi Xiaobai to leave. Tianhua village fires again. Miao Mao dodges. Yi Xiaobai appears before them. He unleashes a devastating attack, turning all the crossbow bolts into clouds, but he forgets to retract his energy. Miao Miao lifts Tianhu's leader's head. His mouth is huge. Everyone is shocked. Tianhu's leader is stunned. Yi Xiaobai tells Miao Miao, you've stunned them all. They hear, boss is awesome. The Skull Gang cheers, planning to seize resources from the Warcraft Mountains. Yi Xiaobai, kind-hearted, changes his mind. The Skull Gang is confused. Yi Xiaobai says, I'm here to protect you. Be good bandits, understand. The bandit leader asks, can we still rob? Yi Xiaobai nods, but we're bandits. We need to rob to survive. Yi Xiaobai ponders this. He says, can we rob other bandits? The bandits understand. They attack the nearest bandit gang. They reach the wolf gang's territory. The wolf gang sees many people approaching. Yi Xiaobai says, hand over your food. The wolf gang is surprised. They must be polite when robbing. The bandit leader explains, this is our new boss. He's powerful. The wolf gang mocks Yi Xiaobai, wanting to kill him. The wolf gang is defeated. The scene shifts to the mightier Chamber of Commerce. This is Eliana's home. Eliana returns, dressed beautifully, with a bright smile. Seeing her grandfather, Eliana cries. Her grandfather comforts her, saying he was worried when he heard about the bandit attack. Eliana reveals Brust's collusion with bandits. Her grandfather knows this. He plans to eliminate the bandits. Her grandfather looks at her. He says, I hired the Cornelius Empire's army. The fourth prince will lead the legion, along with 3 grand mages. Those bandits are doomed. Hearing grand mages, Yi Xiaobai is apprehensive. In Yulan continent, besides swordsmen, there are powerful mages. Swordsmen focus on the body, mages on spirit. Simple spells can control devastating power. Mage ranks are apprentice, mage, low-rank mage, mid-rank mage, high-rank mage, archmage, grand archmage, and saint archmage. For a medium-sized country, a grand archmage is a guardian god. 3 grand archmages is a huge force. The prince arrives at the bandits' base to find ruins. Did Mikier hire others? He wonders. He calls his subordinates to capture villagers. The Warcraft Mountain villagers are unaware of the danger. An old man hopes for rain. He sees food nearby. The villagers are overjoyed by the abundance of food. The three kind bandits are proud to see the villagers happy. As they're about to leave, a voice interrupts them, causing their faces to fall. The prince's men have arrived to capture people. They ask about the bandits' food and supplies. The villagers are unaware. Before they can answer, they are killed. The villager's wife weeps helplessly. The man in black asks again, who brought this? These villagers are old, sick, and weak. They couldn't have stolen from the bandits. The man in black agrees and takes them away. The three kind bandits are helpless. They are outnumbered. They send someone to inform Yi Xiaobai. Two follow the men in black. Yi Xiaobai is still asleep. One bandit shouts, "Boss!" Trouble. Yi Xiaobai asks, "Why are you alone?" "Where's the second in command?" He learns what happened. He crushes a wine bottle in anger. He takes his men to the village. The villagers are captured. Outside the tent, a man in black says, "Prince, we found bandit supplies. The prince has just finished a duel." He looks at the villagers. "With these few people, can you defeat 3 bandit gangs?" The villagers explain that the supplies were at their doorstep in the morning. The second in command sees the knights. He says, "Fellow bandits. They're the Cornelius Empire's royal knights." He tells his men, "Regular army. Tell the boss. We need to retreat." But as he turns, he bumps into someone. It's a grand mage. There's a loud explosion. The prince isn't surprised. The knights attack. A grand mage says, "Foolish bandits. You didn't even notice you were being followed." The prince smiles wickedly. "Let's see if there are any accomplices." The second in command says, "Give up. It's just the 2 of us." The man in black says, "Be respectful when speaking to Prince Reese." He cuts off the second in command's leg. The second in command doesn't surrender. He shouts, "The bandits were ruthless, but no one helped us. Now you kill villagers. You're worse than bandits." As the man in black tries to kill him, the prince stops him. "Only the strong are respected. I'll give you a chance. Fight me, Ani unknown. If you win, you leave with the villagers." The 2 grand mages say, "The game begins again. I haven't slept well for 3 days since watching his last duel." They say the prince broke the man's leg in hundreds of pieces. Judging by this bandit size, he'll be broken into thousands of pieces. The second in command's subordinate wakes up. He's confused. His leader is injured. The prince mocks him, "I haven't even tried yet. You're so weak." The subordinate tries to attack. The second in command stops him. The prince smiles. He crushes the subordinate into pieces. The second in command watches his friend die. The grand mages are used to this sight. A powerful force descends from the sky. It narrowly misses the prince. The second in command attacks the prince desperately. As the prince prepares his attack, a terrifying force descends from above. The prince's face changes slightly. What's that? A hand emerges from the smoke. The old man thinks it's a monstrous hand. Only the second in command knows who it is. He cries upon seeing Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai emerges from the crater. He says, "Don't touch my friends." The prince is shocked. The bandit leader is a child. A drunkard. He challenges, "Let's fight." Yi Xiaobai accepts. "Come on, then." Yi Xiaobai punches the prince. A fierce battle ensues. The prince's men are shocked. Their prince is beaten by a child. The second in command shouts, "Boss, avenge our comrade." Yi Xiaobai unleashes a devastating attack, crushing the prince. The men try to capture Yi Xiaobai. The prince says, "Stop. I was careless. Warm-up's over. I'm serious now." The grand mages watch in amazement. The prince says, "To die by my hand is an honor." The prince attacks Yi Xiaobai with a powerful technique. Yi Xiaobai doesn't back down. The prince sees Yi Xiaobai's energy. It's 10 times denser. He dodges. This is the strongest technique of the Wang family. As the prince is about to die, he says he isn't a bandit. He's a spy. After killing the prince, Yi Xiaobai easily defeats his men. The second in command watches helplessly. Yi Xiaobai yells, "Dare to look at my people." Only the 3 grand mages remain. But with the prince dead, they're implicated. They prepare to avenge the prince. Yi Xiaobai notices something is wrong. The grand mages attack. Yi Xiaobai pushes the second in command aside. "Let's see what you can do." The second in command's face changes. Magical formations appear in the sky, unleashing hellish attacks. Yi Xiaobai withstands the attack. He raises his sword. The 3 mages are no longer laughing. A devastating energy wave engulfs them, even affecting the city. Perhaps the monsters haven't heard of the saying, "Even ghosts and gods yield to the living." They're still blocking the way. Preventing Gui, this situation is a first. Time will. The general gripped his weapon, gave an order, and all the ghost soldiers charged forward. Nanju, they looked at the battlefield should be. I don't want to cheat, the battlefield is silently drenched. Seeing the situation, one of the older brothers said, don't worry, Li Zhu. Wait for them to leave, then we'll go out. The older brother chuckled. We're going to be rich. Yeah, not only are there spirit pearls, but treasures too. The ghost soldiers' intervention caused the surrounding monsters to completely retreat. Taking this opportunity, Nanju quickly headed towards the treasure's location. He soon arrived outside the warehouse. Ziyan, open the door. I'm back. It's my brother. He's back. Brother, you're finally back. Just now, I was so worried. Ziyan, this is Chen Shuiro. Like me, she's an Esper. She was injured outside, and she used her Esper abilities to heal me. Hello, I'm Zhao Ziyan. Thank you for taking care of my brother. Don't mention it. In these times, we need to help each other. How was everything while I was gone? Pretty good. Nothing happened after you left. It was very safe. But it's already AM, and it's still pitch black outside. It's like the night has gotten longer. Yeah, and it suddenly started snowing. If it weren't for the generator and fuel, we'd be freezing to death. Something's definitely not right. It started snowing last night, and the temperature keeps dropping. I didn't see the sun on my way back. I found the wordless book in the cross cave, and I've translated it. It says, second day of the great catastrophe. The sun disappears, never to rise again. The world loses its light. What kind of treasure is this, brother? This is the wordless book. It's a treasure Chen Shuiro found. It records everything about this catastrophe. Besides the wordless book, we also found a lot of treasures. Brother, what is this? It's sparkling and has different colors. It looks like treasure. And there's more. This is a larger spirit pearl condensed from that red-skinned monster. The wordless book says this cultivation technique is called deceptive gold. It's a top-tier cultivation method for spiritual energy. Ziyan, even non-espers like you and Tang Zi can cultivate it, and you'll cultivate fire attribute deceptive gold true energy. You can switch to other cultivation techniques anytime. Plus, deceptive gold has no requirements. As long as you can open your internal spirit sea, you can start cultivating. With the spirit pearls, your strength will definitely skyrocket, giving you the ability to survive in these end times. Really? That's great. Okay then. Time passed little by little. I continued studying the wordless book. In the following days, the catastrophes continued one after another. Third day of the great catastrophe. Spiritual energy recovers, spreading across the land. Plants invade the palace. I will take over the alliance's leadership. Fourth day of the great catastrophe. Black rain descends. The apocalyptic disaster. Acid rain from the sky. Our alliance is organizing everyone to survive underground. The most reliable thing is yourself. But luckily, Ziyan and the others have successfully opened their spirit seas. Now that the spiritual energy has recovered, there will definitely be many talented people like them. Perhaps we can really survive this disaster. Fifth day of the great catastrophe. Stars shine brightly during the day. It seems relatively safe now, so we'll go out and check. This stars shining brightly doesn't look like how I imagined it. Things aren't what they seem. Suddenly, why are there so many? A cry for help interrupted Nanju's thoughts. A group of giant rat-like monsters chased a group of students. One monster grabbed a man stepped forward and with a fiery chop, killed the monster. Then, with a few swift movements, he eliminated the rest. Students, retreat. He then saw more monsters approaching. At the critical moment, he used yin-yang techniques to trap one. I quickly shielded the students, killed the trapped monster, and told them to retreat. Then, I used yin-yang techniques to divide the remaining monsters, for the silver rings to attack. With a single command, all the monsters were eliminated. I went forward to check on the students. Thank you for saving us. It was nothing. Are you alright? Li Jilin. These are the students from my class in Zhao Weiss. After the disaster a few days ago, everyone scattered. Only a few of us remain here, but we didn't expect Zhao Wei to also get hurt today. Imitian Xing brother Jilin, it's my honor. By the way, I saw fire coming from your hands. Are you also an Esper? You mean this? I'm just a freak. I've been ridiculed and ostracized my whole life because of these hands. I thought I could protect everyone through this disaster, but I'm useless. Brother E, I witnessed your power. My abilities are nothing compared to yours. I want to ask you to help me protect these children. It's a bold request in these chaotic times, but I really don't have the confidence to take care of them alone. Don't worry. In these end times, we should help each other, Brother Jilin. I'll help you. Brother E, you're really willing to take us with you. Brother Jilin, you don't have to be so polite. It's what I should do. We should help each other during this disaster. Brother E, you're right. From now on, I, Li Jilin, will follow your lead. Just then, the spirit pearl I received from the rat monster reacted with the jade dragon spirit pearl. It seems the red spirit pearl has a different function. I brought Li Jilin and his students back to the warehouse and introduced them to everyone. This is Li Jilin and his students. He's an Esper, like me. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you, everyone. Everyone, these past few days, we've witnessed monsters wreaking havoc, homes destroyed, and loved ones lost. We're facing unprecedented disaster, but as survivors, we must remain strong. The great catastrophe also brings great opportunities. The treasures and spirit lines that have appeared, along with the increasing number of Espers, are proof of this. We need to find more survivors and build our strength. As long as we unite, we can overcome this disaster. Brother E is right. Unity is key to fight the disaster. As soon as he finished speaking, the ground started shaking. Another earthquake. What's going on? Outside, a tornado formed. Stars gather, spiritual energy surges, the heavenly Tao shifts. This surge of spiritual energy has awakened everyone's Esper abilities. There really is a great opportunity. Nanju thought, no wonder that red spirit pearl resonated with the jade dragon spirit. Pearl, it contains a treasure. A storage space that can be formed within the body. This is a good thing. I can store precious items like the wordless book inside. I need to absorb it quickly. Brother, aren't you going to eat something? You guys eat? I'm not hungry yet. You've always been like this since we were young, always putting me first. But you're not a child anymore. Now that our parents are gone, you're my only family. I won't let anything happen to you. Okay, I'll eat. You're done already. The food grown from emotional energy is really effective. Actually, I had planned to stockpile enough food for hundreds of people for a month. But judging by the destruction, it's hopeless. It's good that we're all safe. That's the most important thing. Suddenly, someone shouted, "Sunlight! Is the sun out? Go out and see." I went out to check. The sun before my eyes. It really is the sun. But why are there so many? Is this what the wordless book meant by stars shining brightly? What's going on? The stars are so huge, and there are so many that I can't even count them. These are probably all living worlds and lives, formed from reborn fantasies, fantasy incidents. Each star represents a novel, a TV series, a historical period, or a war. Just like the wordless book said, the heavenly Tao cannot bear it. Fantasies will become reality. I fell asleep from exhaustion. Ugh, what's going on? My body feels like it's floating. I opened my eyes and saw what was happening. I woke the others. What? Why am I in the sky? Brother E, look at the wordless book. I opened the wordless book. It said, 6th day of the great catastrophe. Strive to survive. Heaven and earth connect. Treasures fill the sky. Opportunities arise. Brother E, what does this mean? If I'm not mistaken, it means that as survivors, heaven and earth will reward us with great opportunities. Look. There's something in the sky. It's coming down. These are the opportunities mentioned in the wordless book. Real treasures. Grab as many as you can. Quickly. Everyone scrambled to grab the treasures. We can't wait any longer. Yin-yang chains, divide. Collect. After days of cultivation, my yin-yang chains had expanded to 5 chains. Each divisible into rings. Collect. Fill them all. As I collected, my sister's voice came, brother. Look at those planets. Countless planets were descending towards Earth. But these planets merged with Earth. The wordless book suddenly reacted. It showed, seventh day of the great catastrophe. A thought becomes a fantasy. Illusion and reality merge. Heaven and Earth unite. Brother, there seems to be something on those planets. Each planet represented a story. They're merging with Earth. That's right. This is what the wordless book called all beings' thoughts become reality. What does that mean? Do the things we imagine become real? Not just that. Each star is a world, including those from different dynasties, even legendary cultivation worlds and countless sects from major novels, are merging. Perhaps we are truly entering an era of universal cultivation. The sky changed, reflecting reality. All worlds merge. This is the new era. The era of eternal era. This heaven and earth, because of the starry sky and earth, is named the eternal realm. A majestic voice suddenly echoed through the void. These words resonated throughout the world. Eternal realm. Brother, is this still Earth? Heaven and Earth have changed, all worlds have merged. This is completely different from our Earth. Throughout the world, interstellar humans awaken. Survivors of this world transform into interstellar humans and become the chosen. The voice echoed again. This time directed at the survivors of Earth. The chosen. Nanju wondered, what does that mean? That's something we need to suddenly, we plummeted downwards without warning. Is gravity back? Seeing everyone falling, I summoned the yin-yang chains and tied them to my sister and the others. Hold on. Heaven and Earth won't let us fall to our deaths. Grab the chains and don't let go. If we separate, we won't know when we'll meet again. Okay, I understand. The chosen. A strange voice echoed from the void. Then, a golden giant hand suddenly appeared, grabbed a few survivors, and quickly retreated, disappearing. What was that? A giant hand appeared out of nowhere and grabbed those. These sects and powerful beings are snatching people. They're targeting the chosen for their great fortune. Any sect would want them as disciples. They could bring prosperity to the sect. Just as he finished speaking, a large blue hand appeared in front of him and reached for Nanju. Damn it! I can't fight back in midair. At that moment, the golden hand suddenly appeared and blocked the blue hand. A divine light shot out, shattering my silver rings. As we were falling, I managed to grab my sister. Sister, hold on. No. Don't let go, brother. I wanted to protect you. We survived 7 days of apocalypse together, countless disasters, unscathed. But why? We went through so much, we finally survived. Why are these guys treating us like objects? They even want to take the most important person in my life away from me. Brother, why? Watching my sister disappear, I screamed, Zien. Why? Those who rely on memories flooded my mind. You and our adoptive parents gave me warmth again. I was prepared to protect you, but nothing has changed. You still vanished before my eyes. Damn those sections. Damn those powerful beings. If I ever find out you mistreat Zien, I will never let you go. Even if you're powerful beings, I'll kill you. Even if it means my death. With a loud boom, survivors plummeted to the ground. Even I lost consciousness. An invisible force seemed to be interfering. The survivors crashed into the ground. At that speed, they should have been crushed, but a mysterious force protected them. Even though they created craters and broke trees, they remained unharmed. This was strange. It was clearly the protection of heaven and earth. With a thud, slowly opened my eyes. You're awake. Old sir, where are we? I don't know. I woke up here after falling asleep last night. This place is strange. Not only are there strangely dressed people, but there are also green-skinned monsters. It's terrifying. I slowly got up, listening to their discussion. What are those monsters? I've never seen them before. This is too bizarre. I was eating at home. And the next thing I knew, I was here. Perhaps they're from another world, brought here with us. Did you hear a voice saying something about worlds merging? I realized something. This must be the fantasy incident. Don't move. Let me check your injuries. Thank you, sir. Have you seen 3 girls dressed like me? It's strange. Many people fell from the sky, but they were all men. I haven't seen any women. Young man, I'm afraid the people you're looking for aren't here. They're not here. Memories flooded my mind again. And suddenly, a commotion interrupted my thoughts. Monsters. They're back. Run. This time, there are not only green-skinned monsters, but also other kinds of monsters. Run. More monsters are coming. Run. Seeing everyone running, the old man grabbed my hand. Young man, run. Many people have died to those monsters. Young man. Are you injured? Why aren't you running? I firmly pulled the old man's hand. Don't worry, old sir. I'm fine. I activated my innate yin-yang eyes. Innate yin-yang eyes yin-yang chains. 5 silver rings instantly appeared from my eyes, and decomposed into black and white yin-yang rings. Black and white light shot out, striking the incoming monsters. The rings bound the monsters, releasing a corrosive energy that instantly reduced them to skeletons. Who is this guy? He's so powerful. He must be from another world. Such powerful techniques can suppress the monsters. I thought, if you don't run, then come and help. You can run now, but what about later when more monsters appear? You might all die. We may be from different eras, but if we unite, we have a chance to survive. Even if we die, we won't be cowards. I'm Wang Dahu. I'm just a farmer, but today, I'll fight alongside this brother. Kill those monsters. Well said. Let's fight them. Seeing them join the fight, I thought, good. That's the spirit. Fight. After a while, the humans started to fall. I've had enough. Even if I die, I'll die fighting. Come on, monsters. I'm not afraid. Damn it. Are these monsters endless? I got distracted for a moment and was attacked by a red monster. Its claws and fangs struck me. I bled. As another monster approached, at the critical moment, an axe accurately struck the monster. We turned to see that the villagers had returned. Hero. We're here to help. So what if they're monsters? Monsters can die too. We're stronger together. Let's fight alongside this young hero. Even if we die, we'll take down a few monsters with us, right? Let them know we're not easy to bully. Seeing this, I couldn't help but smile. It seems, in this world, I also need to become stronger. Yen, before I find you, no matter the hardships, no matter how many monsters stand in my way, I will never retreat. The villagers joined the fight. The monsters are starting to hesitate. They must be dwindling. Right. Let's finish them off. Now, I was like a war god, eliminating the monsters. With everyone's combined efforts, the monsters were finally defeated. What are our casualties? 23 brave warriors have fallen. Many are injured, but they're already receiving treatment. They're all heroes. By the way, Tian Xing, may I know your name? Hero, Wang Dahu. Dahu, please lead everyone to bury the fallen. Bury them deep to avoid attracting monsters and beasts. Yes, Mr. E. What should we do now? You're so strong. Can you lead us? Yes, Mr. E. We need a leader like you in these chaotic times. You're our only hope. I thought, I've just arrived in this eternal world. We're facing unknown dangers. It would be beneficial to gather these people and build my own force. It will help against monsters and in acquiring treasures. Since everyone trusts me, Tian Xing, I'll gladly lead you. But we must unite to survive in this chaotic world. Yes. Well, follow Mr. E's lead. Only by uniting can we survive. Mr. E, we can eat the meat of those monsters to solve our food problem. Also, we can move to the valley ahead. It only has one entrance, making it easy to defend. Sir, what do you think? Allow this old man to introduce himself. I am Huang Changyan. I thought, Huang Changyan. Isn't he Zhuge Liang's father-in-law? It seems this world has merged people from different eras. Alright, then let Elder Huang organize everyone to cook a meal. I waved my hand, and 3 iron pots appeared. This act of conjuring items shocked the people. They saw it as a divine power. After a brief moment of awe, they began to cook. It should be safe now. They only want the chosen for their fortune, not to harm them, but the rules of heaven and earth seem to have changed. Even though I've killed many monsters and my yin-yang chains have evolved to 6 chains, they don't drop any treasures. Not even spirit pearls. Are they no longer condensing because illusions have become reality, and these monsters are now real beings? I then entered my internal storage space. It's good that I've practiced entering. Suddenly, I said, village establishment token. I willed a glowing orb into my hand and crushed it. A platinum token appeared. Village establishment token. Become a village lord. Establish a village. Wait, why do I suddenly know so much about the village establishment token? Is this token imparting knowledge directly into my mind? The village establishment token has 5 grades. Black iron, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. In the eternal world, the village establishment token is the first step to becoming a lord. It can be upgraded to establish a town, a kingdom, a city, and a capital. I didn't expect it to be the highest grade, platinum. This token could be my first step to power in the eternal world. I exited my storage space. I'll develop step by step, become a lord, and gain fame. That way, I can have the power to find Ziyan and Shuero. As I held the token, a divine light appeared in the distance. It contained a unique power, but its location was unclear. Lu Bang establishes Luoyang village. I welcome all commoners and talented individuals to join me and build a great future. Someone has already established a village. According to the information, after establishing a village with a platinum token, the announcement is heard throughout the world. I didn't expect someone to use it so quickly. That's right. With all worlds merged, those who establish villages first will have an advantage. I can't wait any longer. Is that Lu Bang, the founding emperor of the Han dynasty? This announcement reached the entire eternal continent. How did he do it? It must be the legendary Lu Bang. Only someone with his fortune could obtain a platinum village establishment token. This is our chance. Another voice echoed, Xiongba establishes Ba Tian village. I welcome all surrounding commoners. Zhao Kuangyin establishes Kaifeng village. I welcome all talented individuals to create a prosperous future together. Zhao Kuangyin establishes Jinlin village. Isn't that Zhao Kuangyin, the emperor who was usurped by his brother, Zhao Guangyi? If these two meet, will they fight each other? Interesting. Heroes rise, destinies intertwine. This era is truly fascinating. Contending with humans is endless fun. Contending with heaven is endless fun. This valley is huge. Like a basin, surrounded by mountains and near a river. This is the perfect location. These commoners and soldiers are the perfect foundation. Everyone, countless worlds have merged into the eternal continent. No one is inherently superior. We're all on the same starting line. Today, they'll establish a village in this valley, a true home for us. Establish a village. What does that mean? Are we going to build houses? Everyone, I obtained a treasure called the Platinum Village Establishment Token. With it, we can build our own village. With it, we'll have roots, a safe haven. That's great. We finally have a place to call home. Let's name our village Xin Huang Village. I walked towards the riverbank, cut my hand with a dagger, and let the blood stain the token. It emitted a divine light that illuminated the area. I, Tianxing, established Xin Huang Village. Regardless of background, in these chaotic times, let us build a home together. I welcome all talented individuals to join me. I, Tianxing, will ensure your safety. Amazing. Mystery can also make a world-shaking announcement like those lords. Is he a lord from another world? Tianxing is definitely not an ordinary person. But even with all these rising lords, I must find the great Han dynasty. Xian Huang Village. A dragon rises in the wilderness. The ground cracked, and a magnificent building made of an unknown material emerged. It looked grand and ancient. Further away, 2 large characters appeared. Xian Huang. Divine inscription. This is a divine inscription. Mr. E truly has divine powers. This is incredible. Everyone, this is our new home, Xian Huang Village. In these chaotic times, we must support each other and build a safe haven. We greet the village chief. My mother said. To survive in chaotic times, we must follow the right person. Mr. E, Wang De who will follow you. Shen Huang village is our home now. He'll do anything for you, right? Shen Huang village is our home. Well protected with our lives. Good. From now on, regardless of background, age, gender, or status, everyone is welcome in Shen Huang village. Let's build Shen Huang village. Elder Huang, please organize the men to cut down trees and build houses. Have the women dry the monster hides for warmth tonight. I am a member of Shen Huang village. I'll do my best. Also, please help me identify any skilled individuals among the villagers. We need all kinds of talent to build Shen Huang village. I was just thinking about that. Thank you, Elder Huang. I smiled and entered a building. This is just a basic structure. The interior is empty, only basic walls and frames. Furniture and decorations are needed. Well, furnish it gradually. Even though worlds have merged, this era is still similar to ancient times. Should I change into different clothes? This is much better. As I entered the room, it glowed. What's going on? The room started to move. What's happening? I found myself in a mysterious space. It was empty all around. I asked the wordless book, and a small pond, only 3 zhang wide, appeared. A golden fish jumped out. The wordless book displayed. Fortune Pond. Fortune Spirit. Village Lord Yi Tianxing. Fortune is the foundation of power. Commoners are the roots. When fortune is full, the village will prosper. So this is how to develop Shen Huang village. Fortune represents the villagers. The larger the population, the more fortune, and the more prosperous the village will be. We need talented individuals to attract more people. As long as Shen Huang village grows stronger and the fortune pond fills, the village will prosper. I returned to my original location. We have nearly 1,000 people, but only Wang Dehu and Huang Chengyan are truly capable. This isn't enough to develop Shen Huang village. I need to do something. In these chaotic times, I must prove myself. Huang Chengyan is talented, but he hasn't fully acknowledged my abilities yet. He's not completely committed, so I need to prove myself. I need to show him my capabilities. I need to show him that I am a capable leader. I will lead Shen Huang village to prosperity. I will lead my people to a brighter future. I will show them that I am worthy of their trust. I will not let them down. I will protect them, even if it costs me my life. I will fight for them, even if it means I have to die. I will never give up on them, no matter what. I will always be there for them. I will never abandon them. How are they injured? 23 divine warriors died, along with many others. Many are wounded, but they are receiving treatment. They are all heroes. Imi Tianxing. What is your name, brave warrior? Wang Dehu. Dehu, please lead the villagers to bury the fallen respectfully. Bury them deep to prevent attracting more monsters and beasts. Yes, sir. Mr. E, what should we do now? You're so strong. Can you lead us? Yes, Mr. E. We need a leader like you in these chaotic times. You're our only hope. I thought, we've just entered this eternal world. We are facing immense danger. It's best to gather these people and develop my own power. This will help us fight monsters and acquire treasures, so I agreed to lead them. Since you all trust me, Yi Tianxing, I won't let you down. We must unite and work together in these turbulent times. We need to create a future for ourselves. Yes. Well, follow Mr. E's lead. Only through unity can we survive. Mr. E, we can use the monster meat for food temporarily. Also, we should move to the valley ahead. It only has one entrance, making it easy to defend. Is this the location suggested by the elder? How did this happen? I am Huang Chengyan. I thought, Huang Chengyan. Isn't he Zhuge Liang's father-in-law? This world has merged different eras and realities. Let's have Elder Huang help us prepare a meal. I gestured, and 3 iron pots appeared. This act of conjuring items awed the people. They saw it as a divine power. After a brief moment of shock, they started cooking. It should be safe now. They're only interested in the chosen, not in harming them. But the rules of heaven and earth seem to have changed. Even after killing many monsters and my yin-yang chains evolved to 6, I haven't obtained any treasures, not even spirit pearls. Are spirit pearls no longer condensing because illusions have become reality, and these monsters are now true beings? I entered my internal space. Thankfully, I've practiced entering. Village establishment token. I willed a glowing orb into my hand and crushed it. A platinum token appeared. Village establishment token. Become a village lord. Establish a village. Wait, why do I suddenly know so much about this token? It must be imparting knowledge. The village establishment token has 5 grades. Black iron, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. In the eternal world, the village establishment token is the first step to establishing a territory. It can be upgraded to establish a town, a kingdom, a city, and a capital. It's the highest grade, platinum. This token is my first step to power in this eternal world. I exited my internal space. I'll build my power step by step, becoming a lord and gaining fame. This will help me find Ziyan and Shuero. As I held the token, a divine light appeared in the distance. It contained immense power, but its location was unclear. Lu Bang establishes Luoyang village. I welcome all commoners and talented individuals to join me and build a great future. Someone already established a village. With a platinum token, the announcement is heard throughout the world. I didn't expect it to happen so soon. It's true. With all the worlds merged, the first to establish villages will have an advantage. I can't wait anymore. Lu Bang. The founding emperor of the Han dynasty. The announcement reached the entire eternal continent. How did he do it? Only someone with his incredible fortune could get a platinum village establishment token. This is our chance. Another voice boomed, Xiongba establishes Ba Tian village. I welcome all commoners. Zhao Kuangyin establishes Kaifeng village. I welcome all talented individuals. Zhao Kuangyin establishes Jinlin village. What? Zhao Kuangyin was overthrown by his brother. If they meet, they'll probably fight. Interesting. Heroes rise, destinies intertwine. This era is truly fascinating. This valley is enormous, like a basin, surrounded by mountains and a river. This is the perfect location. These commoners and soldiers are our perfect foundation. Everyone, countless worlds have merged into the eternal continent. No one is inherently superior. We are all on the same starting line. I'll establish a village here, a true home for us. Establish a village. What does that mean? Are we going to build houses? Everyone, I have a platinum village establishment token. We can build our own village. With it, we'll have roots and a safe haven. Great. We finally have a place to call home. Well, name it Xianhuang Village. Xianhuang Village. I walked towards the riverbank, cut my hand with a dagger, and stained the token with blood. It emitted a divine light. I, Tianxing, establish Xianhuang Village. I welcome everyone to build a home together. I, Tianxing, ensure your safety. Amazing. Mystery can also make such announcements. Is he a lord from another world? Tianxing is definitely not ordinary. Even with all these lords rising, I must see the great Han dynasty. Xianhuang Village. A dragon soars. The ground cracked, revealing a magnificent building made from an unknown material. Further away, 2 large characters appeared. Xianhuang. Divine inscription. Mr. E has divine powers. This is incredible. This is our home, Xianhuang Village. We must support each other and build a safe haven. We greet the village chief. My mother said that to survive, we must follow the right person. Mr. E, Wang De who will follow you. Xianhuang Village is our home. Just command us, right? Well, protect Xianhuang Village with our lives. Good. Regardless of background, age, gender, or status, everyone is welcome. Let's build Xianhuang Village. Elder Huang, organize the men to cut trees and build houses. The women should dry the monster hides for warmth. I'm a member of Xianhuang Village. I'll do my best. Also, please help identify any skilled individuals. We need all kinds of talent. I was just thinking about that. Thank you, Elder Huang. I smiled and turned. This is just a basic structure. The interior is empty. Everything needs to be built from scratch. Well, furnish it gradually. Even with all the worlds merging, it still feels like ancient times. Should I change into different clothes? Yes, that's much better. As I entered the room, it glowed. What's happening? The room began to move. What's going on? I found myself in a mysterious space. It was empty. I consulted the wordless book. A pond suddenly appeared. A golden fish leaped out. The wordless book showed. Fortune Pond. Fortune Spirit. Village Lord Tianxing. Fortune is power, commoners are the roots. A full fortune pond means prosperity. This is how Xianhuang village prospers. Fortune is the villagers. The larger the population, the more fortune, leading to prosperity. We need skilled people to attract more villagers. Xianhuang village must grow to fill the fortune pond. The village will then thrive and prosper. I returned to my original location. We have nearly 1,000 people, but only Dehu and Elder Huang are truly capable. This isn't enough. We need to do more. Thank you. In these chaotic times, I must prove myself. I am no less capable than anyone. Elder Huang is talented, but he hasn't fully acknowledged my ability yet. He hasn't completely committed to me. I must show him my capabilities. I must lead Xianhuang village to prosperity. I will lead my people to a bright future. I must prove to them that I am worthy of their trust. I will not let them down. I will protect them even if it costs my life. I will fight for them, even if it means I have to die. I will never give up on them, no matter what. I will always be there for them. I will never abandon them. I will protect Xianhuang village. I will make it thrive and prosper. I will make it a beacon of hope in these chaotic times. I will show the world that I, Tianxing, am a force to be reckoned with. I will make a name for myself in this eternal world. I will protect my people and lead them to a brighter future. I will never give up on them. I will never let them down. I will prove to everyone that I am worthy of their trust. I will prove to them that I am a capable leader. I will prove that I am worthy of leading them to victory. I will make Xianhuang village the greatest village in the eternal world. I will show everyone what I am capable of. I will not let them down. I will never give up on them. I will always be there for them. I will fight for them, even if it means I have to die. I will protect them, even if it costs me my life. I will lead them to victory. I will lead them to prosperity. I will lead them to a bright future. Xianhuang village. Fight like dragons in the wild. Suddenly, the ground cracked, revealing a magnificent building made of an unknown material. Further away, two large characters appeared. Xianhuang. A divine inscription. Mr. E possesses divine powers. Incredible. Everyone, this is our new home, Xianhuang village. In these chaotic times, we must support each other and build a safe haven. Greetings, village chief. My mother always said, to survive chaos, follow the right person. Mr. E, Wang De, who is with you? Xianhuang village is our home. Command us. Yes. We will protect Xianhuang village with our lives. Good. From now on, regardless of background, age, gender, or status, everyone is welcome in Xianhuang village. Good. Let's build Xianhuang village. Elder Huang, please organize the men to cut trees and build houses. Have the women dry the monster hides for warmth tonight. As a member of Xianhuang village, I'll do my best. Also, Elder Huang, please help identify skilled individuals among us. We need all kinds of talent to build Xianhuang village. I was just thinking the same thing. Thank you, Elder Huang. I smiled and entered the building. This is just a basic structure. The interior is empty. We'll need to furnish it gradually. The worlds have merged, this era still resembles ancient times. Should I change my clothes? Much better. As I stepped inside, the room glowed. What's happening? The room started moving. What's going on? I found myself in a mysterious, empty space. I consulted the wordless book. A small pond appeared, and a golden fish jumped out. The wordless book displayed. Fortune Pond. Fortune Spirit. Village Lord Tianxing. Fortune is power. The commoners are the foundation. A full fortune pond brings prosperity, so this is how Xianhuang village grows. Fortune represents the villagers. A larger population means greater fortune and prosperity. We need talented individuals to attract more villagers. As Xian Huang village grows and the fortune pond fills, the village will thrive. I returned to my original position. We have almost 1,000 people, but only De Hu and Elder Huang are truly capable. It's not enough. We need to do more. In these chaotic times, I must prove myself. I'm no less capable than anyone. Elder Huang is talented, but he still doubts my abilities. He hasn't fully committed. I need to demonstrate my capabilities. I'll make Xian Huang village a beacon of hope in these troubled times. I'll make a name for myself in this world. I will protect my people and lead them toward a brighter future. I will never give up on them. I will prove myself worthy of their trust. I am a capable leader. I will make Xian Huang village the greatest in the eternal world. I will not let them down. I will never abandon them.